willfully delaying the game. They should penalize them for that. I just want to go semi-finals. I don't really.
If they lose,
we go semi-finals.
If they lose,
that will end them because of the game. I just want to play cricket. It is hot to sit on the side.
Stand by. We stand by Master Control. We'll be with you in just a few as we are about to commence here. We count down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Good afternoon and welcome to the JRWP. It's a beautiful evening out here. Blue skies, some clouds in the sky, but the sun is out in all its beauty. It is a beautiful day, and today we are going to see the clash of Beamers. They will be coming up against the Razor Massive. Razor Massive losing the toss, and they will be in the field. It is the Beamers in the white, black, and yellow who has won the toss and has chosen to bat first. We are expecting a very good game here, and we welcome all those who are joining us wherever you are. And we welcome you to our broadcast, be it on Radio Class FM or via our live stream, Mega Charles 54. Oh, we are happy to have you joining our broadcast right here. It is in the APL 2022 Season 2. And we are going to be bringing you the action live as it unfolds before our very eyes here. With me in the commentary is the man himself, Chef. Man Benjamin, sitting in the seat next to me. You will hear him later on. Good afternoon, Chef. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, Millington. I'm doing good. Just enjoying the bright scenery there. The sun, as you say, out in all its glory. And the men in red in the field. What are your expectations of this game?
Well, I'm expecting for good cricket. That's one thing I can tell you. Is you look at the field, it's the most part is very green, very luscious outfield. Just a bit of rain over the past couple of weeks, and what the sprinklers can have done, the rain has done. Oh, it's a beautiful outfield, and we are expecting the ball to see how it goes over this field. Beamers, Razor Massive. It's going to be right. Jamie Cornelius, the man who is going to take strike, the new man on deck for the Beamers. And it's going to be Jamie Cornelius who is going to be taking the first strike. Here is right. Left arm over the wicket. To bowl to Cornelius. This one is jumping. Oh, well, good start there by right. Jamie Cornelius going forward. And the ball was bouncing very high. Right. Bowling from a very high trajectory. The trajectory that he's bowling from. And the hard wicket nature of the wicket. He's getting some bungs. Right again to bowl to Jamie Cornelius. Is rocked on the pad, loud appeal. Not out, says the umpire. Right. Square leg, field, long on, mid off. Extra cover. Man at short third. The man at short mid wicket. Here is right to bowl to Cornelius. So this delivery is going forward circumspectly. Bat and pad close together. No run resulting. Right fields in his follow through. Score remains a not for naught. It's Cornelius again. Taps away in his maroon helmet. Wait for right. When right gets there, he's getting one that's bouncing outside the line of the off. So I'm looking to cut it past a point. Doesn't make contact. Bowler was interested, seeming at taking an edge. Not so. It's right again to bowl to Cornelius. Cornelius is looking to walk this one off the pad. We wait for the signal. It's running down to short. They've gone for one. We'll come back for a second. Is it runs? Is it wise? We wait to see. And the signal comes from the umpire now. No, there's no signal. Oh, yes. The signal comes now. It's leg buys. So they're off the mark. It's 2 runs to the Beamers. Cornelius yet to score. Brings total to 2 for no loss. No for number 1, Cornelius, and his opening partner, the dangerous Saunders. Here is right to bowl to Cornelius. Is walking this one off the pad. We're going for 1. We'll come back for a second. There's a misfield, but they will not be able to capitalize. Total moves on to 4. Cornelius is off the mark. He's on 2. Good looking stroke there. Good over by right, only conceding 4 runs.
Yes, indeed, a very good start there from the man Rolando Wright. We know he's always economical in that power play, which is so critical for any team, and just doing a very good job there with his first over. And it looks like it will be the man Ashan Hodge who will bowl the second over.
4 for no loss. At the end of over number 1, Ashan Hodge, the captain, set in the field, and he seemed to be taking up the attack from this commentator's booth end. We are seeing we have lost the sun for just momentarily, we believe, as the clouds overhead are very high. No threat of immediate rain at all. Imminent threat of rain, but we are in Anguilla, and you never tell, rain just comes out of nowhere.
Yes, indeed, rain comes out of nowhere. And you made an interesting point, Millington. The first delivery did seem to kick off the pitch, indicating there is some hardness in the wicket and bounce for the spinner. Wright is not a very tall man, and he was able to extract some bounce. But if you look at where the players run that couple of runs on the side of the wicket, it seems to be dug up a bit. So around the wicket seems to have some little damp areas.
Yes, I was out there and seemed to have some moisture around the track. And the track itself is very hard, but around the wicket seems to have some moisture. Just before the start of play, we saw the creator Bob Blacks to chew some grass and roll it in. Seemed to have some damp spots around the wicket. Nonetheless, it's going to be Ashan Hodge from this commentator's booth end with number 18 on his back. It's going to be Saunders for the first time. He's going to be facing for the first time. Cornelius stuck the entire first over. It's going to be Saunders, the right-handed diminutive figure, but he can hit the ball very, very hard. Beamer's looking for a good start here, looking for a platform. Ashan moves away from us, past umpire Lake to bowl to Saunders. Saunders is getting a good one outside the line of the off stump, beaten on the inside. No damage done. Umpire Lake and umpire Josiah John, umpires for this game. Ashan Hodge, very lanky pace bowler, very steady pace bowler, medium pace, I should say. It's 4 for no loss. Cornelius is on 2. Saunders yet to get off the mark. Here is Ashan Hodge from this commentator's booth and move away to bowl to Saunders. Bowl to Saunders. Saunders is looking to cut this one outside the line of the off some white ball call. Ashan Hodge went up very vehemently and just to put the umpire off, and the umpire will not buy into that. And his outstretched hand says, Ashan, you have chance, guys.
Yes, indeed, that was a white way outside the guidelines. He's going to have to bowl a closer line to the diminutive Saunders. The field suggests that he will be bowling outside the off stump.
Here is Ashan Hodge, moves away to bowl to Saunders. Bowl to Saunders. Saunders is coming forward and pushing it to backward. There's going to be trouble here. Oh, Wright doesn't pick it up. And Cornelius gets home. But that was a very sharp run. Not sure if that was on at all.
Very quick single, putting pressure on the fielder immediately. Well, Rolando Wright is not the best of fielders. So, batsman clearly taking advantage of that. He was caught flat-footed on the circle and went through for a very good single. Well,
he was halfway in the circle, and the ball was pushed straight to him, and they took off. Oh, that could have been dangerous had it been a clean pickup. All the field changes over to accommodate the left-handed batsman. It's a mid-off, mid-on. On the offside, we have mid-off, extra cover. A man on the third man boundary and a man at backward square. There is another man that is coming over. He's going to go in an extra cover position, and we see the man sweeping on the offside. He's going out. There is a mid-on and a short fine leg. Here is Ashan Hodge making some adjustments to his field, asking his mid-off to come straighter. It's Ashan walks then in his slender run. He moves away to bowl to Cornelius. He's looking to drive, but he gets his one off the inside edge. They've gone for one. That's all they're going to be as the man from mid-on just moves away to mid-wicket area, straightish mid-wicket area fields. Since the return, total moves on to 7, and Cornelius moves on to 3. He's on 3. With him is Saunders. He is on 1. The total moves on to 7 with 1 wide and 2 leg byes so far. Extras are on to 3. Extras on to 3.
Seems to be going through his overs very slowly, Ashan Hodge. Not the longest of run-up, but he's taking a lot of time.
Seem to be taking 6 minutes to bowl an over. Here is Ashan Hodge to bowl to Saunders, bowl to Saunders to this delivery. Saunders is driving. He's not going to score. This one goes straight to man at cover. Fields no run resulting. Score remains on 7. 7 for no loss as the sun is back with us. It's beauty. Some very dark clouds hanging over our heads. No threat at all of rain. And they are moving to the west of us.
Very interesting field there by Ashan Hodge. Only 2 fielders on the leg side. Everyone else on the off side.
Well, yeah, have to be on that off stump, outside off stump line. Here is Ashan to bowl to Saunders. Saunders is getting one that is straight and playing it up to mid-on. Gets 1. Saunders. He's on to 2. His second run, and the total moves on to 8. 8 for no loss in the course of over number 2. Taking an eternity to finish, and the left and right hand combination is not making it any easier for it. As field changes over to accommodate the left-handed Jamie Cornelius, the man out of Nevis. From the opening batsman taps away. That's Jamie Cornelius. Waits for Ashan Hodge to this one. He's leaving it outside the line of the off stump. The over comes to an end, and at the end of over number 2, Beamer is winning the toss, choosing to bat. They are 8 for no loss. 8 for no loss. Cornelius is on 3. Saunders is on 2.
Very quiet start so far from the Beamers. Not really playing any flamboyant shots. Just looking on. Batsmen just getting their eye in. Eyeing up a big target today. The only rain the Beamers will be hoping to have is rain in boundaries.
Well, I believe so myself. I really do believe so myself.
A must-win game for the Razor Massive to stay in this tournament, Millington.
Well, must-win game for both teams.
No.
Well, the Beamers would want to win this one to secure their place in the playoffs. The Razor Massive really need a win more than anything else.
Yeah, the Razor Massive really needs to win.
They need that win more than the Beamers. But it's right. Between umpire and stumps, left arm around the wicket to bowl to the right-handed Saunders. Saunders taps and wait for right. Between umpire and stump, bowl to Saunders. Saunders is pushing this one. The man from extra cover fields. 1 run, can't stop that. Single, his 3rd run. Saunders is on 3. Both batsmen are on 3. Total is on to 9. And 9 for no loss. In the course of over number 3, being bowled by Orlando Wright from the Central Polyclinic end. It's the APL Season 2. And we welcome all those who have joined our commentary, wherever you are. Those who are taking our commentaries, be it on radio or on Mega Charles 54, We welcome you on board. Here is right to bowl to Cornelius. Cornelius is standing up straight and pushing it along the track to the right of the track. No run resulting. Right fields. And he's making some adjustments with his long on. He's telling him to come a bit straighter. You're too wide. Cornelius taps away, waits for right over the wicket. Ball to Cornelius. Cornelius is coming forward and pushing it to mid-off. They're going to get a single. Easy 1-2 for his 4th run. And the total moves on to 10. 10 for no loss. And number over 3. Cornelius is 4. 3 to Saunders. As the field changes over again to accommodate the right-handed batsman. Here is right, tosses the ball from hand to hand, moves away to bowl to Saunders. Saunders is punching this one. The man at extra cover field can't stop, had to move to his left. And in the meantime, Saunders scores his 4th run, total unto 11. 11 for no loss. In the course of over number 3, both batsmen are on 4, extras are on 3, 2 leg byes and 1 wide. Here is right. Bowling to Cornelius. Cornelius is looking to hit this one through the onside. Going down looking for a slot sweep. No, doesn't make contact. And ball coming off the pad. The keeper sends the return back to the bowler. Right to bowl to Cornelius. Cornelius is punching this one to extra cover, can't score. Over coming to an end, and a very good 1-2 there by right, and at the end of over number 3 it is 11 for no loss.
A very, very slow start indeed from the Beamers, yet to score boundary, and over number 3 just coming to an end. But they're really making the Razor Massive feel that right arm left arm combination, a lot of rotation of strike. They would have gotten some free singles in the last over consecutively as well. So they've been just rotating the strike, the Beamers. Quiet start. And Ashton Hodge will continue from this commentator booth's end. A very good first over from him as well. He will complete his 2nd over now. He's going to be bowling to the man Sanders. Hakeem Sanders on strike. Quiet start for Beamers, Millington.
A very, very sedate start. And not what I expected at all. I was looking for a really can start, a really fast start, but it's not. It is not to be. It wasn't to be, and so at the end we will have to see what they end up with. It is Ashton Hodge to bowl to Saunders. Moves away, bowl to Saunders to this delivery. He's getting one that is cutting well. He's gonna get runs here. He's gonna go get close to the fence. They've gone for one. We'll come back for a second, and it does it go into the fence? No, it doesn't. They've gone for a second, and we'll come back for a 3rd. But that got very close there to the fence, right doing the job. And Saunders gets 3, he moves on to 7. Saunders is on 7, and the total moves on to 14. 14 for no loss in the course of over number 4, being bowled by Ashton Hodge, the skipper of the Razor Massive team.
Could have just seen our first boundary, but very good chasing from Orlando Wright, not giving up at all, chasing it all the way to the boundary.
All the way to the boundary, ensuring that he saved that 1 run. That 1 run could means a lot at the end of the game.
Very much so. 1 run could be the decider, could separate these 2 teams. 1 run is enough, and Orlando Wright doing a very good job on the boundary by saving that single there.
It's going to be Ashton Hodge again to bowl to. I find the Jamie Cornelius. Cornelius to this delivery is driving nicely, and no run. Oh, that should have been a run. What do you think about that? That should have been a run. That's a long single.
That is a run every day of the week except today.
Oh, it would have been a run every day of the week, and any time else of the day except that time.
Should have been a single. The fielder was caught on the circle. Immediately you saw his arms went up, apologizing to his batsman at the non-striker end. It's
14 for no loss. Over number 4, Ashton Hodge. moves away to bowl to Jamie Cornelius to this delivery. Cornelius is getting one outside the line of the off stump. Oh, that's a good delivery. Oh, no, says the umpire. From more vantage point, it seemed that it would have touched down on or about off stump and moving further away, but the umpire said no, that one was too wide of the off stump, and the total moves on to 15 with wides going on to 2.
Yes, indeed, Millington, it looked like the ball seamed away, and the umpire doesn't have the privilege of the camera as we have here.
Well, I guess we don't have the privilege of the umpire standing even closer than we are. And here is Ashan Hodge to bowl to Jamie Cornelius. To this delivery, Cornelius is running down third man. He's going to get run. He get one. He's going to get a second run. Misfield there by right. And not the cleanest of hands at all. Right? And the total moves on to 17. Well, one short, says the umpire. So it's 16. Jamie Cornelius, the man who has robbed himself of a run. So instead of him moving on to 6, he moves on to 5.
Yes, indeed. Not the tidiest of fielding there from Rolando Wright. That's the second time we see a ball hit straight to Rolando Wright and the batsmen take off in a hurry.
Yes.
They seem to know something that we don't.
Well, I think we all know that Wright here doesn't have the cleanest of hand at all. Here is Ashan Hodge to bowl to Cornelius. Passes the umpire bowl to Jamie Cornelius, who is looking to cut that one and a wide again signal by the umpire. Total moves on by 1, wides up to 3, and the total moves on to 17. 17 for no loss. Naughty bowling there by Ashan Hodge.
Yeah, I think he needs to give himself some help by removing one of the fielders on the offside, putting them in the leg side, and will allow him to bowl a straighter line, and he might be more effective, because wides are not going to do his team any justice at all.
Indeed, indeed. So it's 18 for no loss. 18 for no loss. Over number 4 still in progress. Here is Ashan Hodge to bowl to Jamie Cornelius. Is coming on, getting known that he's equal to the task. Good delivery. And with a field like this, he should be looking to pick up the singles, and he's playing with a dead bat. He's getting very, very square, and so there is nothing that he can do more than killing the ball right in front of him.
That is true, Millington, but if you look at the line that Ashan Hodge is bowling, just going across the left-hander, 9 out of 10 times he would have him squared up.
Here is Ashan Hodge to bowl to Jamie Cornelius. Is a big swat again, and another wide signal by the umpire. And Ashan Hodge is not in agreement with the umpire at all. He says, umpire, that cannot be a wide. Umpire says, I am in control here, and that is a wide. And Ashan Hodge dejectfully walks back to the top of his mark. A very lengthy over.
Some 3 wides?
Already it's 3 wides, so he has to bowl 9 balls, and this is not a very bowling friendly condition that you would want to be doing that in. The sun is very hot. Here is Ashan Hodge to bowl to Jamie Cornelius. Cornelius is pushing this one straight to the man at the cover. No run resulting. Score remains on 19. 19 for no loss. Ashan Hodge bowling his second over. An over which is already consists of 9 balls, 3 wides, and Ashan will have to really buckle along himself and look to pull and get that length, that line right. Here is Ashan Hodge to bowl to Jamie Cornelius. The crowd came to see runs, and they want to see the ball flying around the field. They're going to get runs here. They have gotten 1. They will get a second, and David just shot around to his right and gets another 1 shot, and Jamie Cornelius is very, very guilty. That is not good at all. That is not good. It should have been 22. It's 20 for no loss, and that is poor running.
Very, very poor running indeed, and the over comes to an end. 4 overs completed, 20 without loss. But the plan that Ashan seems to be bowling with only 2 fielders on the leg side, and it's allowing him to bowl wide outside the off stump, and we see him bowling some free wides in that over. But not just it's putting pressure on him as the bowler, but what it's also doing is setting the batsman mind that this bowler is going to be bowling outside the off stump, and he in himself could prep himself to play outside the off stump. So he's not giving the batsman any doubt in his mind at all. I think if he puts a fielder on the leg side, then he would have the batsman something in his mind to play with.
Exactly, indeed. And just a correction to the score, it's 19, not 20. It's 19 for no loss. Cornelius is on 6. Saunders is on 7. 4 wides and 2 leg byes. Here is right to bowl to Saunders. Saunders is hitting this one down the ground. They're going to get runs here. They could get 4. And yes, they get 4. Good looking stroke there by Wright. On this occasion, it was the man Saunders who said, well, enough of that, enough of seeing you. I've seen what you can do, and it's now my time to go. So he moves to 11.
Very good shot indeed, just advancing down the track. And that brings up the first boundary.
Yes, indeed, in the course of over number 5, using his feet well. Here is right to bowl to Hakeem Saunders. He pulls away. And it's a dead ball, call and signal by the umpire Josiah John. Score remains on 23. 23 for no loss. Cornelius is on 6. 11 is Saunders. 6 extras. 2 leg byes and 4 wides. Extras more than the overs so far. It is Saunders who taps away. Wait for Wright, who is making some adjustments in the field. And again, it has to be an offside line. His length, more than anything else, has to be right. Here is right to bowl to Saunders. Saunders is coming forward. He was looking to advance and then had to check the shot. Just pushing that one down the track. No run resulting. Here is right again to bowl to Saunders. Left arm around the wicket between umpire and stump. Bowl to Saunders. Saunders is advancing and driving nicely to the left of long off. They've gone for 1. We'll come back for a second, and that's all there will be. As Saunders moves on to his 13th run, he's on 13, and the total moves on to 25. 25 for no loss. Over number 5 in progress. Here is a right to bowl to Saunders. To this delivery, Saunders is getting back and punching it, but he gets it straight to the man at a wide extra cover. No run resulting. Score remains on 15, on 25, sorry. Oh, getting myself all tied up here. 25. Here is Saunders. Is cutting well. This is runs. He's going to get runs here. You've gone for 1. We'll come back for a second. That's all he will get as David comes around and field. That was a good looking stroke there. Seemed to have held up in the grass a bit.
Well, you said a cut shot, but it more looked like a square drive. A square drive to me, just steering it in the gap, just using the pace of roll on the right. It did get pretty close to the boundary. The grass is a bit heavy as well. So I think that it hold up in the grass a bit.
Yes, here is right to bowl to Saunders again. Bowl to Saunders. Saunders is again advancing. They're looking for a single. And no, says Jamie Cornelius, I'm not getting there. And that was a run. That every day of the week. Again, that's some 4 runs so far. That's 4 runs in 5 overs. And they could have added to the score. There were 2 short runs and 2 runs that they were clearly on that was rejected by Cornelius. At the end of over number 5, it is 27 for
no loss. This was so much of a run that Saunders got halfway down the track, stopped, talked to the batsman at the other end, and then reached back in time. Cornelius not seeming to be in a running mood at all.
Well, if you're not in a running mood, you have to hit the ball.
And he's not making any contact at all. Saunders.
And so if you're not hitting the ball, you're not running, you should come out the wicket.
Well, he's probably trusting his power at the back of his innings.
We'll look to see what Cornelius is going to do. He gets his eye in and look to go. He's the final over of the power play, and it's going to be bowled by Sherwin Peters. Sherwin Peters, the Leeward Island middle order. All around there. Here is Sherwin Peters to bowl to Cornelius. Cornelius going a big hee-ho and misses it. Oh, a big hee-ho, looking to cut the life out of the ball. And I seem to have gotten an edge onto it, into the ground. Runs past the keeper, gets one.
That was nothing but a gift. Friendly full toss, slow, and batsman just couldn't make the proper connection at all.
Well, they are friends, and if you said it was a friendly full toss, they have to be friends. And he accepted it, and he said that because you're generous in giving me a free hit, I won't take it. That should have been dispatched. It wasn't. It's a 28. The score 28 for no loss. Over number 6 in progress.
As a left-handed batsman yourself, Millington, where you think you would have hit that ball?
Well, anyway, over the boundary. You had choices. You had choices.
I think we would still be watching that ball in the air.
Well, could have been going and going, and it should have been gone. But it was outside the line of the off. Something all he had to do was to make contact and run the ball through square of the wicket. Nobody was there that was going to catch it. And they don't have to go to go across the line. Here is Peters. Seemed to be taking a day and a half to bowl an over. Here is Peters to bowl to Sanders. Sanders is getting this one, hitting this one, down to mid wicket. They're going to get runs. One. They're going to come back for a second. It's David who comes around to his left and fields. Total moves on by 2. Sanders is on to 17, and the total moves on into the 30s. They are 34. No loss in the course of over number 6. The final over of the power play is Sherwin Peters. Walks back to the top of his mark, turns, walks, and breaks into his run. Passes umpire Lake. Ball to Sanders. Sanders is walking this one well off his pad. They've gone for 1. Looking for a second. They're coming back 2. And they're going to get it very, very easy. David on the sweeper boundary on the onside. Sanders is on to 19. The total on to 32. And they're getting a move on right here.
Yes, indeed, there seems to be getting a move on. Only one boundary in the power play, but they seems to be moving along quite nicely.
Here is Peters again to bowl to Sanders. Bowl to Sanders. Sanders is stripping and recognizing that it was getting wide of him. And in the end, getting the bat to it down to mid-on. Gets 1. He's into the 20s. He's on 20. And the total is on to 33 for no loss. 33, 20, 23. 33 for no loss.
Peter seems to be a very skillful bowler. He saw Sanders coming down the track and he bowled it wide.
Yes, pushing it away from him, ensuring that Peters had to stretch for it rather than coming down and getting back to ball as he would have liked. Field changes over to accommodate the left-handed batsman. Ashan Hodge moves on to a cover position. Here is Peters to Cornelius, who's looking to steer that one past the keeper. Doesn't make contact. Ball goes to be taken by the wicket keeper. Score remains on 33. 33 in the course of over number 6. We'll hear from the man Kelsick in just a while. The man Kelsick has walked in. A seat just behind us. Here is Peters to bowl to Cornelius. Cornelius is advancing and walking this one past man Africa, and this is going to go into the boundary. Africa is not going to get there. It goes away for 4, and it's the second boundary of the power play. At the end of the power play, it's 37 without loss.
End of the power play, 37 without loss. They did start off relatively slowly, but with the aid of a few wides and other extras, only 2 boundaries in the power play, 2 fours. But with the aid of a few wides, they were able to put up some 37 runs in the power play. And it's a solid platform because they haven't lost a wicket. And we know how destructive this Beamer's lineup is. If these two stay batting for the next 4 overs, and then they start accelerating in the last 10 overs, we could see a total in excess of 160 to the minute.
Indeed. We have some real aggression in the order, and and if they will come alive, and we have seen so far in the tournament what the man Hakeem Sanders can do. He has been in devastating form, and so today, if he can batter until the 15th or so over, the Beamers can be looking for well above 160.
Yes, indeed. Sanders has been in some good form, and every time he gets out, I don't think the bowler out him. It's more like he outs himself.
Oh, it's a Carl Hooper. He gets himself out.
Because he's just such a pleasure to the eyes.
Yes.
The excellent drives that he has. He certainly got his license a long time ago.
Oh, he's easy on the eyes. Very pleasant man. He's going to be Burton, who is going to take over the attack from the far end. He's going to be taken over from right. Chad Burton from the Central Polyclinic end, right arm off spin bowler. Is he off spin bowler or wrist spinner?
Wrist spinner.
He's a wrist spinner.
He's going to be taking the ball away from Sanders. And Ashan going, even after the power play with a similar field setting, only 2 fielders on the leg side. That is going to put a lot of pressure on the man, Richard Burton. Is he saying that Sanders is not able to sweep? He's only a driver?
Well, I hope he doesn't have a license that is illegal. He has to have 4 in the circle. Has to have 4 in the circle. Here is Burton to bowl to Sanders. Over number 7. Taking a year and a Sunday to bowl these overs. 7 overs. It's already almost 2:30. More than 45 minutes into this game, and we have only had some 7 overs. Here is Burton to bowl to Sanders. Sanders is playing this one straight to the man at cover. On the edge of the circle. Gets 1. Sanders is on to his 21st run, and the total moves on to 38. 38. Some 10 runs from, interestingly, they move from 29 to 20, from 19 to 27, from 27 to 37. So they're really picking up the rate. Yes,
indeed, they're picking up the rate. And with the leg spinner now turning the ball into the left-handed batsman, that's a matchup. So we expect to see some big strokes.
Well, a matchup for the left-hander who will look to benefit here. 38 for no loss. Here is Burton to bowl to Cornelius. Jimmy Cornelius waits and gets 1. Is hitting in the air, and the keeper for a minute didn't have an idea where the ball went, and was off his mark very late, and that could have been danger for Cornelius.
Yes, indeed, it could be danger for Cornelius. But the keeper for a moment was like, I'm not interested in taking this catch. I'll just leave it drop on the ground. I don't want to get Cornelius out. We are satisfied with the way they're going at the moment, so we don't want to get any other dangerous batsman in the crease.
Yeah, it's rather see Cornelius than Burton. Here is Burton a shot. And it's a dead ball, signal by the umpire. Here is Hakeem Sanders, taps away. Waits for Richard Burton. Burton, wrist spinner. Pass umpire, just say John Bowl to Sanders. Sanders is steering this one to cover point. 1. Total moves on to 40. 40. Sanders is on to 22. Brings Cornelius, who is on 12 on strike. It's a very good partnership so far. 44 no loss. 44 no loss over number 7 in progress. Here is Burton to bowl to Cornelius. Cornelius is hitting this one down to mid-wicket. They get 1, and it was hit powerfully. And so that's all you're going to get. 1 run. Cornelius moves on to 13, and the total moves on to 41. 41 for no loss. Good looking stroke, but straight to the man.
Well, he will take that any day based on how he's been hitting the ball so far. A little bit of something to boost his confidence. That's the cleanest shot we've seen him play.
Indeed. Here is Burton to Sanders. Sanders is stripping it, and when he gets there, realize that he wasn't to the pitch and tugged it and got the Batman into it, and he gets it down to mid-on. The end of over number 7. Is that the end of the over? No, the umpire was just going to have a conversation with the standing umpire. Hakeem Saunders is on to 23, and the total moves on to 42. Cornelius is on 13 and he's on strike. But a very slow rate here from the Razor Massive.
Indeed, it's a very slow over rate. The entire game seems to be moving slow. I think they need to pick up the pace a bit if they're going to finish this game in their allotted time.
Well, umpires met for conversation, and the end of the over. It's the end of the over. I'm not sure what the conversation was about, and just to clarify whether or not it was the end of the over, and it is indeed the end of the over, and it's 30. It is a 42 for no loss. 42 for no loss after 7. 42. 23 is Saunders. 13 is Cornelius. And steady going, slow but steady.
Slow but steady. They're just going to have to look to pick up the pace in the next 3 overs or so. And at the 10 over mark, they would want to be somewhere at least 80 runs. Building a good partnership so early, you want to pick up the pace and take more advantage of that.
Well, looking at 80 might be a way off. 80 in the next 3, you are asking them to score 38 runs. Well, we wait to see. It's cricket. It's a game of glorious uncertainty. You just never know. It's going to be the man showing Peters, and again, and 2 minutes to set the field again. And within the over, you're going to take another 2 minutes to set field. It's a long time getting these overs in. Here is Peters, the ball to Saunders. Saunders is getting one, a full pitch delivery. Return going, and it's a wide. They can get a second one. They will get one too. As pull back in a poor effort there. Not a good throw at all, and in the end, conceding an extra run. So Saunders is on by 2. He is on 25. The total moves on to 44 for no loss in the course of over number 8. At the end of this over, Kelsick is going to be in. Here is Peters, the ball to Saunders. Saunders is walking this one well off the pad. Runs here. 1. They are going to come back for a second. It's getting close to the fence. In fact, they will give up running now because it's gone into the fine leg boundary for 4. Badly lined there by Peters and paying the price.
Yes, indeed, it was a badly lined delivery. No time you want to be drifting on the pads of any batsman, especially someone as calm and cool as Saunders on his stroke play. And he take full advantage of that stroke, just whipping it off his pads into the boundary for 4. That brings up the 3rd boundary, I believe.
Yes, 3rd boundary. They move on to 48, and Saunders is on to 29. He's on 29. 13 is Jamie Cornelius. 48 for no loss. Here is Peters, the ball to Hakeem. Saunders is gone. What a catch! What a brilliant catch. Saunders looking to give himself room. And he got down the ground. Oh, what a catch. The outstretched hand of Peters in his follow through. And what a magnificent catch to dismiss a class batsman. He has to go for 29, Saunders. And that's the end of the man Saunders for 29, and the Beamers loses their first wicket with the score on 48.
That was a brilliant catch indeed, Millington. It's not easy in your follow through to take a catch coming that quickly, and it is his non-dominant hand as well. It was his left. It went to his left, and the left hand stood out in the air and just taking a brilliant catch indeed to dismiss the man Akeem Sanders. Sanders is gone now. Burton comes to the crease. He's going to be joining the left-handed batsman, Dion Burton. So it's going to be 2 left-handed batsmen in at the crease now. That should boost the confidence of the Razor Massive a bit, getting them seeing the back of the man Akeem Sanders. Good afternoon, Kelsick.
Yes, let me say a pleasant good afternoon to the listeners wherever you are. Very good start here for the Beamers. Some 48 runs, and they just lost the first wicket. But a very good catch indeed. The bowler, on his return, took a one-handed catch, and it was going to his good side. Left hand, I think he's a left hand.
His weaker side, his right hand.
Oh, yeah, he stuck his left hand out. And that was a magnificent ball and call. So, Sanders is out for 29, 48 for 1. And the new batter is
Dion Burton.
Dion Burton. Dion Burton will be replacing Sanders as in goes Peters to bowl to Burton, and Burton is kicking that one off the leg straight to the man at backward square. That's that short fine leg. He feels well, but a leg by signal there by the umpire. So the score moves on by 1 to 49, and extras on to by 1. That's a leg by 3. 49, and we're into over number 8. As Peters now, and he goes to bowl to the left hand, and that one is lifting at him. That's the left-handed Cornelius, and that one is lifting at him, jumping at him. Cornelius back and push it back down this track, and is fielded by the bowler himself. A very good over so far for the Razor Massive, and we see that Razor Massive, they are shot by 2 men.
Yes, Razor Massive shot by 2 players.
As Peters now moves away from us into bowl to Cornelius outside the off stump, and he's pushing it there to the man at short, fine leg. He feels well. That's short third man. He feels well, and the bats, they get a single. So that brings up the 50, and Cornelius is now on to.
It's the end of the over. End of the over. They move on to 50. Just losing the wicket in that last over. It was a very good over indeed from the man. Sherwin Peters, getting rid of Akeem Sanders, and brings Dion Burton to crease. It's going to be Richard Burton continuing from the Central Polyclinic end. And the slow over rate continues for the Razor Massive, going through the overs quite slowly. It's quiet here at the James Jonah Webster Park, but the sun is out. It's very humid as well. A lot of heat. I wouldn't want to be out there in the sun.
Yes, I like to see the field. The field is lush green. According to what John Millington said there, we had some rain over the few days. As it's Burton now into bowl to Cornelius, that's a white ball. So white ball from our view here, white ball. So the score goes on to 51. And extras up by 1. Extras are on to 9, and the score moves on by 1 to 51. Burton to Cornelius, that one on the stumps, and he's into the wicket, and they're calling for 2, and they'll get 2 runs easily, as the man from short mid-wicket had to come around and field and they cross for 2. So he takes Cornelius now on to 16, and the score is on to 53. 53 for 1, and we're into over number 8. That's over number 9. Over number 9. As Burton now, and he comes now to bowl. He's flighting that one, and Cornelius is hitting that one high in the air. He's going down there to the boundary. The man won't get it. One won't get it at all. So it's 4 more runs to Cornelius. He moves on to 80. That's 18, and the score moves on to 57. 57 for 1 in the over number 9. Number 9, I think it is. Yes, over number 9. Razor Massive, they're in the field, and the batters are Burton. Burton is not yet off the mark, and Cornelius is on 18. So 18 to Cornelius, Burton not yet off the mark. As the field is a backward point, cover, mid-off. In comes Burton to bowl to Cornelius, and Cornelius is hitting that one straight to the man there at mid-off, and there is no run. Razor Massive here, short by 2 men, but in comes Burton now to bowl to Cornelius. He's flighting it and he's sweeping, and a good sweep shot there. They get 1, and that's all they will have. As a man down here, backward square leg, he feels well. Takes Cornelius on to 19, and the score is on to 58. 58 for 1, and we're into over number 9. It will be Burton. Both batters are left-handers, so there's no change in the field. Burton is not yet off the mark, and he'll be facing up to Burton. And Burton is going around the wicket. As he comes now to bowl to Burton. Burton to Burton. A short delivery, and Burton is just playing it into the onside there. Gets a quick run, so he's off the mark. He's on 1, and the score now is on to 59. 59 for 1, and we're into over number 9. With the batsman, the other batsman, Cornelius, on 19, and he'll be facing up to Burton. Burton is back around the wicket. Yes, he's going around the wicket to bowl to the left-hander Cornelius. And he comes now, he's flighting that one, and he's pushing that one, and the man from mid-off is coming in, and he throw the ball wildly away, and they get an extra run, and they're going to, no, they change their minds, and so they got an extra run there. So Cornelius is now on to 21, and the score is now on to 61. Your comments?
End of over number 9. 61 for 1. Very casual over there from the man Richard Burton. Cornelius seems to be shifting gears now, looking to accelerate in terms of his scoring rate. And Dion Burton just getting used to the crease. Just arrived. It seems to be the man showing Peters who will pick up, continue bowling.
Yes.
From the commentary booth end.
Small crowd here watching the proceedings. Most of the players here on my right. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, that the Razor Massive, they are short by 2 men. But no doubt they probably might be here before the end of the game. So it will be Peters here from the commentators booth end, or pavilion end as we would call it. And he'll be bowling to the left-handed Burton. Burton is on 1. And the score is 61. And we're into over number 10. Umpires in this match, Keithley Lake, and umpire John.
Josiah
John. Sun in all his splendor here, down streaming, and it's hot. I can tell you, it is very hot here at the Webster's Park.
Oh, very hot indeed. And as Peters continues, goes past the umpire now, bowls to Burton, who is
flashing at that one, misses, and we get the signal from the umpire, which would be a bye, and that will take the score on to 62 for 1, and we're into over number 10. Very, very bright sunshine, brilliant sunshine, as we say, here at the Ronald Webster's Park. Good day for cricket. It's a lovely day for cricket. The clouds are sparsely in the sky as Peters into bowl to Cornelius, and he's just stroking that one straight to the man there at point. He feels well, and the batsman crossed for a single. So Cornelius is now on to 22, and the score moves on by 1 to 63. 63 and into over number 10. 63 for 1. As Peters, he turns, and he goes away from us now into bowl to Burton. Burton is coming forward and stroke is straight to the man there. The man misfields, and he's going down to the 3rd man boundary. They cross for 2, and I think they're thinking about 3. Yes, and they get 3 comfortable runs there. That ball eluding the fielder, going straight through his legs, and Burton moves on by 3 to 4, and the score is now on to 66. 66 for 1, and we're into over number 10. Match being played here at the Webster's Park between Razor Massive and the Beamers, as Peters moves away from us into bowl to Cornelius. And Cornelius is driving, and wow, and that was well fielded there. He's out. This time to his good side. He stuck the hand out and took a magnificent catch. That's a brilliant return catch there. Just coming forward and stroking it, trying to play past the ball, and the bowler stuck his right arm out and took a magnificent catch.
A very magnificent catch indeed. In consecutive overs, he's just showing us what he could do first with his left hand, then with his right hand. It did come back. This one came back a bit quicker at him, but he's saying, I'll take it. If you're gonna give me those friendly catches, I'll take them. Striking it straight back to Peters, and with that they bring up the drinks break. And to just sum up what happened here in the first half of this game, the score is on 66 for 2 now. They would have lost another wicket, just losing the wicket of Cornelius to Sherwin Peters. Cut, bowl and cut, brilliant catch indeed. Peters just showing off his skills here, and I think the Beamers tend to have a solid platform, a good base to build from. And even though they lost 2 wickets in the first half of this match, they still have some 66 runs on the board, and that is something they could work with. With the batting they have to come, they can still put a lot of pressure on the Razor Massive and get a competitive score in excess of 140, 150.
Yes, I believe that will be the thing they shift. I think that's the idea that they're looking at. That's the platform. Well, with this platform, as you mentioned, that they should get 140, 150 runs without ease. So they're looking for another 34 and 50, another 84 runs from the other 10 overs that is to come. But what we saw here today was good cricket so far. And as mentioned earlier, Peters, he took a lot of time to really set his field, and he was good at what he was doing, and therefore taking that is that. So here we are at the JRWP with the score being 66 for 2, and we like to welcome Doc.
66 for 2 the score here in the course of the 10th over. A good platform has been set this far by the Beamers. They've batted well thus far, and they will look to the likes of Dion Burton to bat through the innings if they were to get a very respectable total. That would be their plan, to have the man Dion Burton bat for as long as possible, and then have the power hitters to come in around him.
66.
They still have the likes of Shaka Hodge in the hut, as well as the man Vidliff Gums. They can both strike the ball a fair distance. So they would look to have Dion Burton there to the end. They want him to bat as long as possible. There's a good bowling thus far by Sherwin Peters, taking a couple great catches to get rid of 2 very good batters.
Yes, Doc, very good indeed. The first one was to his left, he stuck the left hand out, and this one was to his right, and he stuck the right hand out.
Yes, it was. Keithstone was the first man dismissed. He was batting well, he looked good, but he just drove one back straight to the bowler. He took a very good catch, and then is it Cornelius who was the other opener?
Yes, Cornelius.
Yes, it was Cornelius. First time I'm seeing him, he also drove one back to the bowler, and again Peters hung on to it.
Very good going indeed, very good. Well, it's not the end of his over.
He still has a couple more deliveries left.
The new batter is...
It is Giovanni Gums. Giovanni, he's been batting all the way through the order. He's batted from 1 down to 7 pretty much. He's in at 4 today. So it's going to be Sherwin Peters over the wicket to bowl to Gums, and this one's down the leg side, partially stopped by the wicket keeper. It will be a wide, and they will come back for 2 more. So 3 wides overall. 3 wides takes a score to 69. 69 for 2 here in the course of the 10th over. 69 for 2. The Razor Masses once again playing, once a couple guys short. As here comes Peters once again into ball to Gums, and this one was a better delivery outside the line of the off stump, taken by the wicket keeper for no run. Is that Alec Rogers behind the stumps? It looks like Alec Rogers. We haven't seen his brother APL Rogers previously wicket keeping for the Razor Massives. They have had a cycle through keepers throughout this tournament, as here comes Peters once again to bowl to Gums, and again Gums is trying to fish outside the line of the off stump. Will not get a run. That will be the end of the 10th over, and at the end of 10 it's 69 for 2.
Very good going indeed. Very good going here by the Beamers. And of course that's a good comeback over there for Razor Massive. I don't know if the other guys will be coming for Razor Massive, but you know, the other side, Doc, will have disadvantage because 9 men on the field, so you have a lot of spaces in between. You can push your 1s and your 2s, you know, so. Oh yes, the batting side is, we have Ron Rogers in the squad today.
So Chapo, he can also strike the ball off your distance when his head is on.
That is so true, Doc. And you know, he's not a bad fielder either, but sometimes, you know, he stops the ball, then he has to rest. Yes. He has to rest because he gets tired very, very quickly indeed. Yes.
There's no Keem Charles for the Razor Massives today. He'll have been their premier spinner outside of the manual on the right. It's going to be Richard Burton to continue his leg spin. He has a deep backward square, a deep mid wicket, a deep long on. His men back. Burton into ball to the left-hander in Dion Burton, who is pulling this one down towards the deep backward square region where Wright comes across, does the fielding. They do get 2. 71 the score, 71 here in the course of the 11th over. It's Dion Burton bowling to Richard Burton. It's Richard Burton, sorry, bowling to Dion Burton. So many Burtons playing in this tournament. So many Burtons. Also, they also have the Burton playing for the foreign stars. So many Burtons. Here's Richard Burton, the leg spinner, bowling to Dion Burton, the wicketkeeper batter. So once again down the leg side, it was short, but again Dion Burton couldn't really put it away. It's straight to deep backward square for no run.
Yeah, 1.
For 1, sorry. It did get 1. 72 the score has moved on to. And it brings Giovanni Gums to strike. Gums still yet to score. He's not off 2 deliveries. As it's going to be Richard Burton into ball to Giovanni Gums. This one is clipped away down towards the fine leg region. They are going to get 1 and come back for the second.
He's off the mark.
He's off the mark. He gets to 2. He's 2 off 3 Giovanni Gums. It's going to be Richard Burton from the Polyclinic end. Right arm over the wicket to bowl to Gums. This one is slower and flighted, and it's been skied by Giovanni Gums. Richard Burton takes his own catch. That is the 3rd cotton bowled of the day. That's the 3rd wicket of the day for the Razor Massives. It's 73 for 3?
74.
74 for 3.
Yes, this is what we've been seeing here today. The bowlers, they're taking their own wickets. 3 return catches, and they all take. That was a very poor shot indeed from Giovanni. His head was way in the air. Oh, that's all he was thinking about, high in the air. He could have simply played that ball anywhere between square leg and mid-on. But he just went right under the ball and skied it, and the bowler just taking an easy return catch.
When you're short fielders, you have to do your own fielding.
That's right, and
the
that's exactly what
doing
that's
that.
right. That's right.
They've been bowling well, the Razor Massives. Their bowling effort has been pretty good. They've kept the restraints on for the most part on the beam, but not allowed them to get too far ahead.
Yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens.
It's going to be Damian Williams coming to the crease now. Williams is a power-hitting batter as well. He will have to get off to a quick start.
And the new batter is
It's Williams.
Williams, okay.
Damian Williams.
Damian Williams.
He'll have to get off to a quick start, Williams, if he would want to get a big score. You know that he can strike the ball a fair distance, but it does take a while to get going.
Well, today we'll see what happens.
It's 74 for 3. Burton into ball to Burton. And this one is a much better delivery once again. Pitching on about the leg stump, and maybe it was a googly. It turned away from the left-hander. It remains 74 for 3. As it's Richard Burton. Into ball to Dion Burton. Into this delivery, it's flighted, and Burton is sweeping it down towards the deep backward square region. Once again, Wright will do the fielding. It's just a single. Moves on to 75 for 3. So at the end of 11?
Yes.
At the end of 11, it's 75 for 3.
Yes, another good over there from Burton, getting the scalp there of Giovanni Gums. Giovanni Gums just getting on the delivery and just lifting it high in the air, and the bowler did the rest. But we notice here too, Doc, that the Rays are massive. Even though they are short on men, they are pulling back. They are really keeping the Beamers at bay so far.
Most of the field setting has been good for the Rays and Massives. They've got their better fielders in key positions, like in that previous over. They got one of their best outfielders in Rolando Wright at the deep backward square boundary, because they know Dion Burton, he likes to play behind square of the wicket. They got him behind square, and they kept only 3 fielders in the offside because they packed the leg side field.
And the bowlers, they are bowling exactly that way, so that you must play the ball into the onside.
So Burton is on 9, I believe.
Yes.
As Dion Burton is
8. He's 8.
He's 8. Sorry, Dion Burton is 8.
Williams will be facing now.
Williams.
No.
Still yet to face strike. Williams yet to get on strike.
It's a new bowler.
It's going to be Kenroy David, I believe, who's the new bowler. David, once again in his familiar role, he bowls a 12. Well, he's coming on a bit earlier, actually. Usually bowls 14, 16, 18, and 20. But he's coming on the 12th over today.
The new bowler is Kenroy David.
Maybe they might have another plan, maybe to get a spinner on later in the innings. Maybe cause a trip up maybe for one of the batters to come. You know, Shaka Hodge, he can be a bit iffy against spin at times. Maybe holding one over from Richard Burton back to face Shaka Hodge, a bit of leg spin to Shaka.
That's right.
Just trying to get into the mind of the captain.
Don't forget we have a bingo tonight. You want some fast money? It's going down tonight at the Renford Stadium
David.
right next door.
Marking his run-up, the right medium pacer.
Buy your ticket at the bar as we speak. Thank you.
Does have an offside packed field. You'll have to be well to the line of the off stump. Just 2 men in the leg, and absolutely nobody square or behind the square of the wicket.
That's very interesting field placing.
David is into ball to Dion Burton, and Burton is damming it down towards the deep third man fielder. It's going to be a single. And it brings Damian Williams to strike for the first time. The mid-off comes into place now from long off, and the long on is sent back. They're also moving the point fielder into the leg side. Sending his cover fielder a bit more towards a cover point region. As it's the right-hander, Damian Williams. As a deep cover point. As a mid a long off. The final leg comes over to a third man. Well, more of a backward point actually. So, again, not the most ordinary field. There comes Kenroy David. The ball to Williams. No, he will want to recalibrate that run-up. Now David into ball to Williams under this delivery. Williams is driving into the offside down towards the deep cover fielder. It is just a single.
So he's off the mark.
Williams is off the mark. He has won it 77 for 3 in the course of the 12th over. 77 for 3. Fielder shifting over once again. This time they will keep 3 men on the leg side. 1 man at a short fine leg region. Over short backward square. Also have a mid wicket, a mid on, long off, short extra cover, a deep cover, and now the short backward square leg fielder goes into the offside to a cover point region. It looks like the third man is in putback, so a lot of time being taken with the field.
I've observed that. That's one of the things for sure.
David into ball to Dion Burton, and Burton is chipping this one straight to extra cover, and it has been put down. It looked like Africa there, fielding at short extra cover, put down an absolute sitter.
More than a sitter, that was straight to him. He didn't even have to bend down. Just had to just close his hand, make sure he closed his hand. But unfortunately, it bounced in and out.
I think the pocket had a hole in it, Kelsick. You know, sometimes your pants pocket has a bit of a hole, so the money drops out.
Money drops out, yes.
I think his hands, the pockets of his hands had a hole in them. And the prize wicket of Dion Burton dropped out of it. It was a simple chance. It was a sitter. And Africa couldn't hold on.
He's on to 10.
Burton on to 10. The score on to 78 for 3. He did run a single. Here comes David into ball to Williams, and he is guiding one beautifully past point. He will get 4. Lovely shot by Damian Williams. It's a wonderful looking shot there from Williams because he opened the face at the last moment to get it behind the point. And with there being no third man in place, it was only going to be a foot race that the ball was always going to win. So Kenroy David, he'll have to make a readjustment as the point fielders have put a lot finer. This one is going to be driven into the offside. A single to Williams. Score moves on to 83. 83 for 3. 83 for 3 with Giovanni Gomes, Akeem Saunders, and Cornelius, the batters dismissed. Field shifting over once again. Just 2 men in the leg side to Dion Burton, who's had a life. Will he capitalize on it? Kenroy David into ball to Dion Burton. It's shorter, and Burton is guiding it behind the point fielder. Man from third man comes across. He has to do the fielding. It will be 2 runs to Dion Burton. And at the end of 12, an expensive over, but a missed opportunity as well. It's 85 for 3.
Yes, missed opportunity. That one, the sitter, as mentioned, he didn't even have to sit. He just have to stand there and take the catch. But he put it down, but it's all part of cricket. So after 12, 85 for 3. Burton is on 4, 6. Burton is on 12. And Williams is on 6. Williams playing a great shot there, just opening the face of the bat, steering it between third man and cover down to the boundary for 4. So all in all, good going here, 12 overs, 85 runs for the loss of 3 wickets.
85 runs, 3 wickets.
85 for 3.
but nevertheless, things happen.
85 for 3 here. The change all up the park.
And the Beamers are looking
It's
for
going to
a
be
decent score.
Richard
Can't
Burton
get it
once again.
yet.
Is this his final over? Does he
I
have...
think so.
Well, this might be his final over, Richard Burton. He's bowling his leg spin to Damian Williams. Williams looking for a leg stump guard. So I think he'll try to open the offside to the leg spin. I'll try to go with the turn. Yeah, with the natural turn, because but he can bowl a decent googly. Long on in place. Deep cover as well. Mid wicket being moved a whole lot straighter. Again, Burton cannot stray. As if he's short, he can get pulled and there's no one behind square. Burton into ball to Williams. He steps across and tries straight back to the bowler. Where Burton does the fielding, it's no run.
We notice here to Doc that these bowlers are really doing a lot of fielding to their own bowling. They're really putting themselves out of the way. Guess they're making up for the guys that they're short.
If Burton strays, he will get punished. He's in now to bowl to Williams. And it's short and wide. But again, his offside field is completely packed. He will get to her because of a misfield down there. It looks like Peter's the man who wasn't able to field it cleanly. 87 for 3 now the score in the course of the 13th over. As it's going to be Richard Burton and now to bowl to Williams. Williams is driving back to the bowler, no run. He's in again now. Is Burton to bowl to Williams. This one is carved away once again through the offside and down to Peters at the cover point boundary. It is going to be a single. Scores on by 1 to 88 for 3. 88 for 3 in the course of the 13th over. 88 for 3 the Beamers. As the field shifts over to the left-hander, Dion Burton. Richard Burton, the leg spinner. Over the wicket to bowl to Dion Burton. This one's quicker and Burton is carving it through the offside. It is going to be stopped by, it looks like Keith Harrigan there. And they do get 2 runs. The 90 has been raised. It's 90 for 3 here in the 13th over. 90 for 3. You call it a fair total for both sides, really. It's chaseable still. It's not gone completely out, but it's a good total, a good platform for the batting side. This one is driven straight and a bit of spin evades Keith Harrigan. And they will get at least 2. And 2 is all they will get. Burton chipped down the track there and opened the face. So again, he got some natural spin away from the fielder and it completely fooled Harrigan. At the end of 13, it's 92 for 3.
Yes, 7 runs coming in from that over, and we saw that Keith Harrigan getting down there and the spin took the ball away from him and they were able to get 2 runs easily. So far, going good. 13 overs, 7 overs remaining, 92 runs on the board. Razor massive. We'll have to see if they can tighten up, as it will be Kenroy Peters taking up from this Kenroy David taking up the attack from the northern or pavilion end.
He'll be bowling to Damian Williams, who is on at 9 right now, I believe. Williams is 9. Again, the field is being shifted over. They are taking an eternity to set these fields. You would think that with less men on the field, it would take less time to set each field up, but this one is going to be straight to short third. A direct hit could have been trouble, but he did miss, and they do get a single. And that could have spelled danger for Dion Burton because he was going to the danger end.
And the thing about it, his bat dropped from his hand. So had that hit, would have been no trouble at all to the umpire. It would have been a straight run out. But he's quick between the wickets. There's no taking away from that. He's very, very quick between the wickets.
A typical wicketkeeper batter. Typical left-handed wicketkeeper batter. Diminutive in stature, quick between the wickets, quick hands, quick feet, quick everything.
Yes, he is.
Burton's on strike. David into ball to Dion Burton. Oh, brilliant slower delivery there. But it's going to be a wide call then signaled by the umpire. Looked a bit tight from my perspective, but it will be a wide. David Hill after ball that one again. So moves on to 93. 94, sorry. 94 is the score. As David, he breaks into his run up now. Around the wicket to bowl to the left hand, then Burton, who's cutting it down towards the cover fielder. The deep cover fielder is just a single. Moves on to 95. 95 for 3 here in the course of the 14th over. As the field once again shifts over for the right-hander now. David into ball to Williams, and Williams is driving straight to the long off fielder in a Sean Hodge. Captain, it will be just a single. Scores on by 1 to 96. 96 for 3 in the course of the 14th over. Again, a pretty evenly matched contest thus far. It's going to be Kenroy David once again. Right arm around the wicket to Dion Burton. That one will be a wide. This one he definitely got wrong. Got his radar gun all messed up.
That was extra wide.
So we have to recalibrate that radar gun because that one he got very wrong. David once again into ball to Dion Burton, and Burton is opening the face and guiding it towards point. It's going to be a single. The throw goes over the head of the wicket keeper, however. That's poor from Fungi, I believe. And they will end up getting 2 more runs. 2 runs that the Razorbacks couldn't really afford to give away.
That brings up the 100.
The 100 has been raised. 100 for 3.
Busy Fungi, but Fungi is always busy. He feels the ball well, but then he throws it away.
But they have run poor Fungi to the ground. He's gone from left to right to front to back. He's gone pretty much fielded everywhere.
Everywhere. He is. He's a designated fieldsman.
Here comes Kenroy David over the wicket to ball to Williams. Slower delivery. Brilliant slower delivery. And off cutter from Kenroy David. David, death bowling specialist. Doesn't have the longest run up, but he's very accurate. And David into ball to Williams. Once again, a slower delivery. Williams is just blocking into the offside. They get a single.
101.
101 At the end of 14, 101 for 3.
101 for 3. The Stony Ground Beamers looking for a comfortable total. And
6 overs left in this encounter. We're approaching the time of the innings where the batters look to open their arms and broaden their shoulders a bit and try to clear the boundary a lot more often.
T20 league competition as yet.
As it looks like Lindale Richardson is coming onto the field now with some water and some instruction.
Will Chapo score 100 today? I don't think he have time. He don't have enough time. But he said he would score the 100 if he had time. I don't know what kind of time he wants.
It's going to be right. As I suspected, they were saving a bit of spin for the end overs. Wright will be reintroduced. And
for the big one, the big bang.
He is their premier spinner in the Razor Massive setup. Rolando Wright. You know, he's a left-arm spinner. He's very accurate. He has a lot of variety as well. He can bowl it faster. He can slow it up and flight it a bit. He gets turn off the surface as well. The amount of revs that he gets.
Yes, that's one thing, no doubt. No doubt that they're bringing back the spinner there. And as you mentioned there, Doc, he bowls very well indeed. He's one of the bowlers that you can depend on at this stage of the game. But let's see whether or not that Williams or Burton is going to take him on.
Well, it will be interesting to see if they opt to take him on in the latter stages of their innings. 101 for 3, 15th about to be bowled.
Wow, and it's about the statics. 9 men on the field and you take so long to put your fielders in place.
All right, to bowl to Williams, so that one bamboozled him there. A bit slower, and Williams is forward well too early. Good bowling by Rolando Wright thus far. Right, once again into bowl to Williams, and this one is guided down towards third man. It's a single. So moves on to 102. 102 for 3. As again, the field is being reset. It's time to the left-hander. Keeping it a leg side heavy field. Long on, a deep mid wicket and a deep backward square in place. A short mid wicket as well. A bit off, extra cover and a fine leg. And Fungi once again, he's being sent from the leg side to the offside.
Very interesting place fielding here, Doc. 3 men. 3 men on the onside.
All back on the
rope.
rope.
Back on the ropes. So you can push the ball simply between there and you get 2 runs easily.
Just have to find a gap in the leg side and get 2.
You know?
Everyone back on the leg, nobody back on the off. Right into bowl to Burton. Burton is pushing it straight back to the bowler. No run. Score remains 102 for 3. We're in the course of over number 15. As Burton is down the track, and again a good ball, and Burton has to retreat to the safety of his crease. Wright is bowling very well, and Burton Williams will go to have a chat in the middle. I suspect this is less about what Williams can tell Burton and more about Burton wanting a mental reset.
Because that was no run at all. That was no run. And we see what Peters is making some adjustment to his field.
Is right, and Burton dabs it straight to short third. Africa does the fielding, and they will get a single. 103 for 3. In the course of this, the 15th over. Fungi goes sprinting across the ground as well, back to the extra cover region.
Lots of energy. Fungi, the man, he has lots of energy.
Like what you call him, a designated fielder.
That's right.
You know, like in baseball, you have a designated hitter. In cricket, it's called Fungi, designated fielder. It's going to be right into ball to Williams, and to this delivery. Williams is sweeping. It was a top edge, but there's absolutely no one behind the square. The wicket keeper Alkins Rogers sprints away to do the fielding, and the bowler is the man who ends up behind the stumps doing the wicket keeping. It's 2 runs to Damian Williams. 105 for 3 at the end of 15. It's 105 for 3.
At the end of 15 overs. You have to step it up. Time is a virtue. Step it up.
A very good over there for the Razor Massive. Only 4 runs coming in that over. And Burton is on 21 and Williams is on 15. Burton's been there for quite some time, and with 4 overs left, 5 overs left, I guess they will be attacking. They'll be going at all out. The batters will be going all out now to see if they can increase the score. But that last over was a very good over there from Razor Massive, getting only 4 runs.
They're going to look at their dropped catch there from Africa. Again, that was a really bad miss, I must say.
Yes, it was.
It's going to be David into ball to Burton. And Burton is opening the face, guiding it to point for a single. A typical Deon Burton shot, I must say. Open the face, guide it behind the point, get a single.
Yes, he likes that shot. He plays his ball, his shots square on the offside and square on the onside. He likes those both areas.
As the field is being shifted once again. Bidon comes into the ring. Long off goes back. Fungi goes back onto the cover boundary, running from short mid wicket all the way to the deep cover boundary. David into ball to Williams. Slow delivery off the outside edge. Really, whew, that could have been close.
Yes.
That could have been close. But Burt, once again, he's fast between the wickets.
Yes, those short legs of his, it's him trotting down the pitch, getting there very, very quickly indeed.
He really moves those legs quickly, doesn't he?
And there you have your man Fungi, the designated man, the designated specialist fielder.
From the cover boundary straight back into backward point. He has lots of energy. He must have lots of energy because he's been running around the field all day.
And you know one thing, he doesn't bat. He's afraid to go and bat. So that's why he's the official designated fieldsman for Razor Massive.
We do have the 10th man, the Razor Massive, Keithstone Richardson. He's about to enter the field of play. There comes a David into ball to Burton, and a slow delivery once again. Fooled Burton, but he was able to get a slight bit of bat on it to get a single. Score moves on to 108 for 3. 108 here in the course of the 16th over. Kenroy David, the right-arm pacer. He's waiting on the 2 batters to have a conference in the middle, Williams and Burton. 2 completely different figures of men. Williams, he's tall, he's broad. He's very broad. He packs a punch. Well, Burton is very diminutive. Just seeing them standing next to each other.
Good cricket here at the Webster's Park. Good cricket. Folks, come on out. Come on out.
David is in now to ball to Damian Williams. It's shorter off the bottom edge and fielded by the wicket keeper. No runner.
And Doc, I observed there that David likes to get on that back foot. Seems as though there lies his strength.
Yes, he is very strong on the back foot. Likes the pull, I must say. Not quite the hook to the very first was with the pull. pull off the back foot. Here comes David and beating outside the line of the off stump. It's going to be no run. Williams walks away towards a square leg, trying to reset his mind after facing 2 dot deliveries. Wicketkeeper is waiting on Kenroy Dave to turn around so he can return the ball to the bowler. David at the top of his mark. Runs in now to bowl to Damian Williams. Williams is cutting it away and cutting it beautifully. There is nobody behind the point other than the man who was at short third man. He beat him and he got 4.
Yes, Doc, as I mentioned, he likes that stroke of the back foot. And he really punched it there. Punched it really, really nice indeed. Getting 4 runs. Lovely shot.
That's the end of the 16th over. At the end of 16, it's 112 for 3.
Some 7 runs from that over. Pulling back there again, we saw the Razor Massive keeping down the Beamers again from getting that quick run rate as they're looking for. But nonetheless, they had 7 runs from that over, and welcome back, John Millington.
Good afternoon and good to be back, Kelsick. Score has moved on to 112. 112 for the same 3. It has been a good partnership so far between these 2. Good left and right hand combination. 23 partnership. 23 is Burton and 19 is Williams. So 19 Williams, 23 is Burton. It's 112. 112 for 3. It's going to be Ashon Hodge, who's going to be coming back from the Central Polyclinic end, and he's going to be bowling over number 17. So with just 4 overs to go in this innings, the Beamers would be looking to really pile the runs on, and looking to go attacking, all out attacking now.
It's on its way.
I've just seen the arrival of the man Keithstone Richardson.
Can the Beamers score 150?
Beamers will be looking for 155 upwards.
Don't forget you can pick up your bingo tickets right here.
So cricket will continue right here at the JRWP tomorrow. And we say again, thanks to all our sponsors. It is because of our sponsors why we are able to bring APL 2022 Season 2 live from the JRWP. Why we are able to have APL all together. Ashon Hodge marks his run up into King Ocean Anguilla Commercial Bank, National Bank of Anguilla. Cheidyn Pete. Here is Ashon Hodge, runs away to bowl to Burton. Burton is hitting one off the outside edge and it's going to get into close to the fence. It is going to hit the pole, and what is it going to be called? It is going to be called. It must be called 4 runs. It must be called 4 runs. That's.
It's 4 runs.
It must be called 4 runs, isn't it? Oh no. 2 runs. Well, but that was on the field. Well. That had 4 runs written all over it.
See?
There is no how any of the field would have been able to get to that. And I think really and truly that one should have been signal 4.
Should have been signal 4. Both umpires look.
Zemi Beach Hotel, Republic Bank of Anguilla, King Ocean, National Commercial Bank of Anguilla. Cheidyn Pete all on board. Here is Ashon Hodge to bowl to Burton. Burton is hitting this one over the top of extra cover, and it is going to get into the boundary. That goes away for 4. Burton moves on to 29. Burton races on to 29, and the total moves on to 118. 118 for 3. The Mega Charles 54. Radio Anguilla, Class FM, Digicel, St. V Apartments, J. Suda, American University of Anguilla, Aurora Resort and Golf Club. We are happy to have you all on board. Najiko Insurance, Carrington Wall Green, and in home is Zemi Beach Hotel. Here is Ashan Hodge to bowl to Burton. Burton outside the line of the off stump. A big Hugo not making contact. Ball going to be taken by the wicketkeeper who attempted to throw the stumps down. Doesn't make contact. Ball is back with Ashan Hodge. Score remains at 128. 118, sorry, 118 for 3 in the course of over number 17. Ashan Hodge, captain of the Razor Massive, walks back to the Central Polyclinic end, flicks the ball, turns, walks, then breaks into his run. Passes umpire Josiah John, ball to Dion Burton. Burton is steering this one down to third man. He has gone quickly for 1. Will come back for a second. Africa is in attendance, but he will not be able to stop his second run. Burton is on to 31. Burton is on to 31, and the score is on to 120. 124 for 3. 120 for 3. In the course of over number 17, being bowled by Ashan Hodge from the Central Polyclinic end. It's still a beautiful day here for cricket. The sun is not out as we started. It's a really cool in the afternoon. Here is Ashan Hodge to bowl to the left-handed Burton, who is looking to steer this one and is gone, caught behind, looking to steer it down to third man. That cheeky stroke of his. Ashan Hodge is back, and the man with the golden arm, Ashan Hodge, skipper of the Razor Massive, has struck. Ashan Hodge getting Burton, caught behind for 31. Burton goes, and then Beamers has lost wicket number 4 with the score on 120. 120 for 4. 120 for 4 as Ron Rogers walks to the crease.
A very, very good wicket to get at that point, at this point in the match. We saw there Burton trying to steer the ball down to third man one more time, getting the edge, and wicketkeeper Rogers had made no mistake about that, took the catch. So he's out for 31 runs, and the new batsman, the new batter will be Ron Rogers.
Yes, Ron Rogers. He will tell you that he's a veteran in the game. You know, he will tell you that he came through the likes of Courtney Ambrose. He came through the likes of the very fast bowlers when we had fast bowlers in the Leeward Islands. And so he goes to the crease to partner the man Damian Williams. Ron Rogers takes his mark from umpire Josiah John, then he goes to do some gardening, looks around the field and see that he has a fine leg. And the square leg boundary, mid wicket, mid on, long off, extra cover, third man. Here is Ashan Hodge to bowl to Ron Rogers. Ron Rogers to this delivery is looking to turn this one off the pad. Didn't make contact with it. We've gone for 1. Ron Rogers is looking for a second. No, he will not come back there at all. And that's a wide. So 2 runs to the total. 2 runs, it's 2 wides. Score moves on to 122. 122 for 4. 122 for 4. Ron Rogers yet to get off the mark. The man Williams, Damian Williams, he is on 20. He's on strike. I see makes some adjustments to his mids. Taps away, waits for Ashan Hodge. Ashan Hodge passes umpire, and he keeps Ron Rogers in check, saying, "You're not going to look to get any advantage over me. I remember what Shaka Hodge did to me, and so you can't expect to get any advantage." So here is Ashan Hodge again to bowl to Damian Williams. Williams is driving nicely to the right of the man there, rather to the left. They're coming back for a second run, and they're going to get it easily. Damian Williams moves on to 22, and the total up to 124. 124 for 4 in the course of over number 17. in the course of over number 17. In fact, that's the end of over number 17. With 3 to go, it's 124. 124 for 4. 124 for 4.
That's what I told you.
Sean Hodge coming back there with his turnover and breaking the partnership. He really needed to, and he broke the partnership, sending back the Diana Burton caught at the wicket for 31.
So that was a very good over there, and for the Beamers getting some 12 runs from that over, and the score being 124 for 4 from 17. Good going there, no doubt. The other 3 overs they'll be pushing along, John.
Yes, looking to really maximize remaining 3. It's going to be David who is going to continue, and he's going to be bowling for the first time to Renford Rogers. We know him in these parts as the man Chapeau. Here is David to bowl to Rogers. His shot, that's going down the leg side. That is going down the leg side. And leg by will be signal. Yes, total moves on to 125. And we have the advantage of replays. We have the advantage of replays and the camera up close and personal, and that one is definitely heading down the leg side.
Of course, we can see that from here. From the shot Renford Rogers played, you could see the ball, but it was a loud shout.
We needed another set of stumps. Here is David to bowl to Williams. Williams is hitting this one to extra cover, gets 1. He moves on to 22. 23 is Williams, and the total moves on to 126. 126 for 4 in the course of over number 18. And here is David, runs away from us, passes umpire late ball to Renford Rogers, who's walking this one to short mid wicket. Africa is in the way, can't stop the single. Renford Rogers is off the mark. He's on 1, and it brings Williams, who is on the 23 on the strike. Williams taps away, waits for David. David passes umpire Lake, ball to Williams. Williams is getting 1. He's hitting this one down to deep extra cover. He's only going to get 1. Neither of the batter are really fast, so to speak, and have a bit of extra weight. Here is David to bowl to Renford Rogers. Renford Rogers is coming forward. He's rocked on the pad. Loud appeal. Not out, says the umpire. Leg by. Is that a leg by? Yes, a leg by signal by umpire Lake belatedly. Total moves on to 129. 129 in the course of over number 18. With 2 to go after this one. I really have to open their arms with 2 overs. They have some batting remaining in the shed, the likes of Michael Lewis, Shaka Hodge. They're all still there. Here is David, runs away to bowl to Williams. Williams is driving down the ground. Ashan Hodge is in attendance at mid-off. And there is 1 run. The over comes to an end, and at the end of over number 18, the Beamers are winning the toss, choosing to bat. They are 130 for 4.
Yes. Another good over there. A good over from the
18 overs is gone.
They raise a massive, some 6 runs coming from that over, and as we see that David keeping the ball there on a good length. He had Chapeau there coming forward on 2 occasions, and then another occasion the ball going down the leg side. But all in all, a very good over. So now the penalty over will be bowled. Let's see how many runs they can get.
Well, indeed, so there is a massive with the full compliments of players today, belatedly, but they are here. Full compliments of 11 players, all in the middle. And so it is going to be a keenly competed game here today. It's 130 for 4. And the 2 overs to go. Can they get another 25 runs from these 2? We wait to see. It's going to be Ashan Hodge with his final over number 19. from the Central Polyclinic end. Field for Williams. Long on, long off. Fine leg. Third man. Man at backward point. Man on the cover point boundary. Cover. We see an adjustment in the field. Man Fungi is going on the fine leg boundary, and Africa is going to. So rather, it's a change of a plan. Ashan is asking the third man to go on the boundary and the fine leg on the 30-yard circle.
And finally, our designated field man will get some rest.
Yeah, indeed. Indeed. Wow. Man Fungi has been doing a lot. Here is Ashan Hodge, over number 19, to bowl to Williams. It's been 2 minutes since the last ball of the 18th over was bowled. Here is Ashan Hodge to bowl to Williams. To this delivery. Williams is walking this one to wideish long on. They've gone for one. That's all they're going to get. Very long single. Williams moves on by 1 to 26, and the total on to 131. 131 for 4 over number 19. He brings Ron Rogers and strike. He pulls and tugs and ensures that himself is in order. He taps away, waits for Ashan Hodge, who is moving away from the Central Polyclinic end to bowl to Ron Rogers. To this delivery, Ron Rogers is getting one that is coming back to it, and he misses the stump. He could have been run out there. Williams taking his own gradual time to get down to the strikers end. Ashan Hodge, through his follow through, he really did a good work there, but just missing the stumps.
Just missing the stumps. You know, casual. You don't. In cricket, you have to take that run quickly, and Williams just came down there very, very casual indeed.
Oh, very fortunate for him. Here is Ashan Hodge to bowl to Williams. Pass umpire just said John, bowl to Williams. Williams is hitting this one down the ground. That's a powerful stroke, but he's going to go straight to the man at long on. Got there very, very quickly too. That's about it in his way. Williams moves on by 1 to 27, and the total moves on to 133. 133 for 4. In the course of over number 19, Ashan Hodge with number 18 on his back turns at the top of his mark, walks, then breaks into his run. Passes umpire just John Bowl to Ron Rogers is bowled. Ron Rogers has been sent back, leg stump head. Ron Rogers goes, bowled by Ashan Hodge, and the man with the golden arm strikes again.
Yes, he strikes again. 2 runs there to Chapo, getting 2 runs, getting that one, going for the big drive, and he was bowled. So it's 133 for 5, and we're into the penultimate over, which is over number 19, John.
Well, with his head lifted very high, not sure where he wanted to play that ball, because his head was high in the air, and in the end not making contact, losing his bills, and Ron Rogers goes for 2. So Michael Lewis will be the new batsman, and he would be facing up against Ashan Hodge with 1.4 to go. Ashan Hodge, the man with the golden arm. Every time he gets the ball, something happens.
That's right, exactly. As the captain, he decided he's going to take matters into his own hand.
On that occasion, Ashan Hodge pitching that one up, and had he was nowhere close to that one, and it appeared to have been a slow ball, and it hit, it was a Yorker delivery. Ron Rogers with his head lifted very high, nowhere close to that one, and stumps rattled. Has to head back to the pavilion. Ashan Hodge to the new batsman. It's Michael Lewis. Takes his guard, does some gardening. taps away at the crease, waits for Ashan Hodge. Boats his run up, and it's going to start again. Ashan Hodge to bowl to Lewis. Lewis to this delivery is getting this one down to widest third man. He's going to get runs, get one. That's all he's going to get. He's showing Peters fields. Score move on by 1. Lewis is on 1. With him is Williams. He is on 27, and the total is 134. 134 for 4.
5.
For 5 rather. 134 for 5. And 3-4 for 5. Losing. Burton and Chaplin, quick succession. Here is a Sean to Williams. Williams is hitting this one to shot a third, and that's a good feeling. Good feeling. That was Peters moving along smartly to his left. Feeling it very well. Can't stop the single. 28 is Williams, and is that the end of the over?
Yes, it is.
Yes, the end of over number 19. End of over number 19. With 1 to go. 1 to go. Kelsick, where can they get to?
I give them 140 at the most, because these last couple of overs, the Razor Massive bowlers been on top. They got 3 from the over before. Now this one, only 5 runs coming from the over. So they're really good comeback here by Razor Massive.
Well, I give them 145.
Well, Williams will be facing the last over, and he's going to go all out. And John, we have not seen any sixes so far. As a matter of fact, we have seen only a few boundaries in this inning so far.
Well, you were talking about sixes. You can count on one hand how many 4s we have had. It's going to be Peters, Sherwin Peters, who is going to be sending down the final over. He's going to be bowling to Damian Williams, who is on 28. He's on 28. It is 135. 135 for 5. With 19 done and dusted. Here is over number 20. Peters to bowl to Williams. Williams is getting one outside the line of the off stump. Doesn't make contact. So 5 balls to get those 11 runs. Can he get them?
We'll have to see.
I don't think he can.
Well, they have the complement now, so the field will be well spread. Complement of the 11 players.
Well, can't look to be going on the ground now. You have to go big. Go big or go home.
That's right.
Here is Peters, Sherwin Peters. Runs away, passes umpire Lake, bowls to Williams. Williams is getting one wide down the leg side. That will help. That will definitely help, because that's 2 extra runs. It's still 5 balls to be bowled. That will help. 137. 137 it is. Another 8 runs required from those remaining 5 balls. And that is to get up to 145. Will they get to there? Sun's back out in all its glory. Here is Peters to bowl to Williams. Williams is in this one down to short mid wicket, and Lewis gets his second run, and the total moves on to 138. 138 for 5. It's going to be Peters again to bowl to Williams. On this occasion, he's getting a one that is full. He's hitting it down the ground. They've gone for one. Lewis is going to come back for sure, and they're going to get 2 runs. Ball sent to the striker's end. Couldn't prevent the 2. Total into 100 and into the 140s. They're 140, Kelsick.
Yes.
Oh, well. He said 145. They are 140 for 5. 140 for 5. Here is Peters to bowl to Williams. Williams is hitting this one to extra cover. And the man in attendance, he doesn't feel clearly. They're going to come back for a second. Will they get there? They're going to get it very easily too. That's the man, Keith Harrigan, and there could be overthrows here. There can be overthrows. They have gone for one. Will they come back for a second? And Williams didn't. It wasn't interesting. They get 3. And the total moves on to 143, Kelsick. Oh, I said 145.
You did. Seems coming to pass.
It's going to be Peters again. Sherwin Peters to bowl to Lewis. Lewis is hitting this one. Oh, well, I was looking for the ball coming down here. And the ball ended up right in the middle of the track, hitting it straight into the ground. And looking for it to come down to long on. Total moves on to 144. 144. With one to go, Kelsey?
Yes,
145.
John. Yes, I think 145. I'm convinced now that we get 145.
I said 145.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Here is... look, here is showing, and they will not get 145. And is there still a ball to be bowled? No, that's the end of the over. That's the end of the innings. 145 for victory. 145 for victory.
145 for victory. 144. 145 to win.
144. The Beamers will end, and from where they were at the end of the power play, really didn't get that move on that they would have loved to. But in the end, they ended with 144. 144. And that is runs on the board. And somebody say runs on the board? Runs on the board, Kelsick.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. They're already on the board. So they batting side now will have to make 145 to win. But all in all, it was a very good comeback, John, by the Razor Massive. They really came back into this game.
Indeed, and I think today I've seen the Razor Massive really put on a fight, and they were determined that they were not going to let it slip very easily. They were not going to give Beamers any loose bowling. And in the end, BMS could only score 144. But will it be enough? It will have to be determined by the batting lineup for the Razor Massive, with the likes of Ashan Hodge, the skipper, Kenroy David, Sherwin Peters, Kishon Richardson, and Burton would have to do the bulk of the batting for Razor Massive if they have any chance in this game.
Yes, they will have to. They'll have to put their heads together. No doubt, Captain Rashawn will try to see what he can do in this game. But all in all, good comeback. Good comeback. At one stage, they were 66 for 1, and then fell to 133 for 5. But all in all, good going. Very good going. So 144, 145 to win this game.
Well, 144, it's not really a mediocre score. It is not the highest of the total. It is a pass score.
Yes,
it is a pass score, 144. With the likes of Joe Gums, with the likes of the spinner in Akeem Sanders, Shaka Hodge. They do have in the armory a number of going to start. Then we'll come back. Send us back, master control. We are ready at the GRWP. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0. Welcome back to the JRWP. Back here we are just about resuming the second innings. It's Giovanni Gums who will be taking up the attack from this, the commentator's booth end, and he will be bowling to Sherwin Peters. Peters and David will be doing battle for the Razor Massive. They will be in chase of 145 for victory. 144 scored by the Beamers. 145. Here is Giovanni Gums. Right arm over the wicket. Runs away from us to bowl to Peters. Peters is getting a wide delivery down the leg side. And first run on the board. So wide. So the Razor Massive are up and going. So 1 for none. And for no loss, another ball bowl. All 120 deliveries available. Here is Giovanni Gums to bowl to Peters. Bowl to Peters. Peters is driving well. Oh, officially past Giovanni Gums. And not a very good effort there by Giovanni Gums in getting any hand to that one. We saw Peters himself taken to blindness. Total are 1 on to 2. Peters is on 1 and the total up to 2. 2 for no loss. Brings David, Kenroy David, on to strike. David to face his first ball. He looks around and sees man on the deep. Sweeper bung on the onside. Here is Giovanni Gums to bowl to David. David is hitting this one up and over. This is going to go into the fence. That goes away for 4. Good looking shot. What a way to get off the mark. His first delivery. And it goes away for 4 over the man at short extra cover. And that's a good way in getting off the mark. And the total race is on to 6 in the course of over number 1.
Excellent shot indeed, Millington. And that's something that we didn't see from the Beamers in the power play. They didn't really take advantage of the fielders being in the circle, and that's what you're going to get from these two guys. A lot of flamboyant shots. They're going to go hard at it.
Yeah, they normally go hard in the power play. Here is Giovanni Gums to bowl to David. David is getting this one, walking this one on the onside. They've gone for 1. That's all they're going to get. As the umpire says, oh, it's a leg by. It's a leg by, so extras moves on to 2. Leg buys 1. And the total moves on to 7. 7 for no loss. Over number 1 already. Very good over. So it was 4 at the end of over number 1 for the Beamers. They're already at 7. Here is Peters pulling well, and it goes away for 6. A lovely shot there by Peters. Shot, and he rocked back and pull it over wideish long on, and it goes away for 6. Peters and David in a no-nonsense mood, and the score races on to 13. 13 for no loss. Here is Gums again to bowl to Peters. Peters is getting one that he's going back, standing tall, just and pushing it through the offside. Get 1. Total moves on to 14. 14. And that's a good-looking stroke there by Peters.
Very, very good-looking stroke indeed. He's just saying to Giovanni Gums, you're too slow. I'm going to pull you in front of square.
Here is Giovanni Gums again to bowl to David. David is getting a short one outside the line of the off stump. And he was looking very ambitiously, but that one should have gone as well. That one, he should have been looking to go straight with that one. He was looking to go to square, and in the end he missed it. And the over coming to an end. A very eventful over in which they have scored some 14 runs.
Very expensive start here from the Beamers, and with the absence of the two left-arm spinners, it's going to put a lot of pressure on the other bowlers, and they're going to have to tighten up as quickly as possible. These two guys in the crease at the moment, they are looking to get at least 50 runs in the power play.
Well, the Beamers will have different ideas. They will be looking to send them back in short order. It's going to be Shaka Hodge, who is going to be taking up the attack from the Central Polyclinic end. He really didn't have the best of outing last time around. He was plastered around the park by Ross Powell.
Yeah, 1 over even went for some 23 runs. I'm pretty sure that the veteran, experienced Shaka Hodge would look to come back strongly. Indeed.
Ross Powell really got the better of him on that occasion. Can Sherwin Peters do the same. It's Peters and David battling for the Razor Massive in sort of 145 for victory. Here is Shaka Hodge to bowl to Sherwin Peters, bowl to Peters. Peters is coming forward and pushing it, and the man from extra cover field, that is Giovanni Gums, can't stop the single. Peters is on to 9, quickly on to 9, and the total on to 15. 15 in the course of over number 2. Here is Shaka Hodge again, right arm over the wicket to bowl to the right-handed batsman Kenroy David. Here is Hodge bowling to David. David to this delivery is looking to sweep this one, looking to slug sweep, doesn't make contact. 3 men in the onside, that is a man at square leg, mid wicket and the long on. A short third, extra cover, backward point and a long off. Here is Shaka Hodge to bowl to David, bowl to David. David is hitting this one down to long on. They are running very quickly. They have gone for 1, looking for a second, but Michael Lewis will not allow that at all. Sends the return to Hodge very quickly. David is on to 5 and the total on to 16. 16 for no loss. Over number 2 in progress. Here is Shaka Hodge to bowl to Peters. Bowl to Peters. That's a shot. That's a gift. That one was a gift. It was short and helped over backward square. That goes away for 4. And Peters races on into double figures.
Poor delivery indeed there from Shaka Hodge. That one just sat up in the pitch, and Peters had to be put it away nicely. And it was a good shot, and that's a boundary. I think that's boundary number 3 already.
They've raced on to 24 no loss, and we are in the course of over number 2. Well, course of over number 2, 24 no loss, 24 no loss. 5 is David, 13 is Sherwin Peters. Here is Shaka Hodge to bowl to Sherwin Peters, bowl to Peters. Peters is hitting this one down too long on. Lewis comes off the fence and fields. Doesn't feel cleanly, but recovers well and sends the return to Hodge. He's on 14 is Peters, 21 for no loss. Here is Shaka Hodge again to bowl to Kenroy David, bowl to David. David is going across the line, loud appeal, gone, finger goes up. Josiah John took a long look, and then he says, David, you're out of here. That's not a good shot across the line. With 21 on the board and over number 2, that's a naughty shot and not a good way of getting out. Well, David is saying that one was outside the line of the off stump. He was saying that one was outside the line of the off stump. On our replay, we'll see the replay and we can judge. Sherwin Peters is not happy at all about that decision as well. He's not happy about the decision, but the batsman is gone. He's gone. Chap LBW for 5. Shaka Hodge coming back and getting the wicket.
Well, he held his nerve there, Shaka Hodge, because after being torn apart in the last game, the batsmen were looking to take charge on him this time. But he held his nerve, which is very important, and get the big wicket of David, and that would bring the captain Ashan Hodge into the crease. There's a lot of pressure on the top order for the Razor Massive. A lot of pressure on the top order. They have to bat and get some runs and get most of the total.
Exactly. Well, it's going to be Ashan Hodge who will be doing battle. And the Beamers would they like to see the back of one of these batsmen, because they know that once they get either of these batsmen, they are basically into the middle order already.
Indeed. And the batting partnership, the batsmanship, I should say, between these two, the camaraderie, knowing each other, playing for so long together, when they are at the crease, they tend to work better. With one gone, you could quickly see the back of another one.
Here is Giovanni Gums over number 3 to bowl to Sherwin. Sherwin, that's not going to be out. That's not going to be out at all. That's not going to be out. Unless we are playing backyard cricket, that's not going to be out.
That was very challenging as well, Millington, because that ball was already on its way down. Didn't get up at all. Well,
I am not sure what you saw, but that one was going way over the top, and it was outside the line of the leg stump. It was going to miss the leg by a distance. It needed another 2-3 stumps in order for it to hit any stump at all. That one was not going to hit stumps at all. It's 22 for 1. 22 for 1. Losing their first wicket with the score 121. Here is Ashan Hodge taking strike for the first time against Giovanni Gums. It's 22 for 1. Peters is on 14. The man gone is David for 5. Chap LBW by Shaka Hodge. 2 extras. Here is Giovanni Gums to bowl to Ashan. Ashan is going at not a shot outside the line of the off slump. Not convincing at all. Just looking to dab that one. Wasn't going to be in control of that one at all. Could have hit the edge, could have gone anywhere. No damage done in the end. Score remains on 22. A beautiful day for cricket. Bright, sunny day here. Blue skies. White in the mixture with grey. Here is Giovanni Gums to bowl to Ashan. He's coming forward, running that one down to Gully. Gets 1. Ashan Hodge is off the mark. He's on 1. Brings the man Sherwin Peters, who is on 14 on strike. Total moves on to 23. 23 for 1. Over number 3 being bowled in search of 145 for victory. Giovanni Gums passes umpire late. Bowls to Peters down the leg side. Wide. The call and signal by the umpire. Total moves on by 1 to 24. Extras move on by 1 to 3. Wides 2. 1 leg by 5. David 14. Sherwin Peters. Here is Giovanni Gums again. Oh, that was a naughty looking shot. That was a nothing shot, an agricultural swipe by Sherwin Peters. Not a good looking shot at all.
Well, being a batsman myself, Millington, that ball, to be fair, that ball did keep a little bit low. The batsman playing above it. It was short of a length, but it just didn't come up as a batsman anticipated.
That's why blind people don't play cricket. Here is Giovanni Gums to bowl to Sherwin Peters. This time he's connecting, and this time it goes away for 4 runs. A good looking stroke. Good looking stroke, a shot again, and I'm not sure why he's bent on bowling shot, and there is only 1 man deep with a pack offside field. That's naughty bowling, very naughty.
Very, very naughty bowling indeed. But this time the batsman did the right thing. He stayed a little bit lower, and he was able to latch onto that one and latch onto it well.
Here is Giovanni Gums again to bowl to Peters. Peters isn't in this one. Oh, that's a better shot. Oh, 1 bounce into the long on boundary. That goes away for 4. And Giovanni Gums is coming in for a beating here. Well. Sherwin Peters has taken a liking to Giovanni Gums, and he is a man on mission in search of 145 for victory. They have raced on. To 32 at the end of over number 3.
Moving along in a hurry, going at some 10 point something and over. That's very 33? 32 without loss at the end of over number 3. Moving along in a hurry indeed, Millington. He's in a no-nonsense mood at all.
Well, Sherwin Peters has raced on to 22. David gone for 5. Hodge on 1.
But if the Razor Massive are gonna get any close to the total, these 2 batsmen need to bat for at least another 10 overs. Because there's not much more batting to come, really.
Ashan has what, 2, 1?
And it's going to be the man Shaka Hodge.
Shaka Hodge to continue. Bowling to Ashan. Here is Shaka to bowl to Ashan. Bowl to Ashan. Ashan is hitting this one to the gap, 4 runs. Oh, what a shot! He rocked back, and then he saw that there was a point, there was a cover point, and they were both close together, and he picked the gap. He didn't look to hit it, he steered it through. Oh, what a superb shot that was.
Very, very good shot indeed. Back in the days, we would say that's threading the needle. As small as the gap was, he was able to find it.
Oh, well. He played that well. He picked that gap well. Oh, well, that's a good-looking stroke. Here is Shaka Hodge to bowl to Ashan. Ashan is looking to turn that one. Ball coming off the pad, no run resulting. Score remains on 36. 36 for 1. 36 for 1. Here is Shaka Hodge to bowl to Ashan. Ashan is beaten. Good delivery. Looking to drive, and the wheels whipped off in a flash by Burton.
Very, very quick indeed from the man Dion Burton.
Here is Shaka Hodge to bowl to Ashan Hodge. Bowl to Hodge. Hodge is coming forward, staring. That's one down to turn, man. This could be dangerous. Oh, the return came in very quickly and then doesn't hit. That was the man Jamie Cornelius whipping that one on in very quickly, looking for a direct hit, and that was what was required. But Shawn Peters got in very safely. Score moves on by 1 to 37. Ashan moves on by 1 to 6. 37 for no loss. Here is for 1. Here is Shaka Hodge to bowl to Shawn, and Peters is pushing it up to the track, and Hodge, there's a battler there. Ashan Hodge being tumbled over by Shaka Hodge, going for the ball, and there is a cross stop between the two. That's Shaka Hodge and Ashan Hodge, and umpire has to get between them and say, "Get back. Let's play cricket. Let's play cricket." Here is Shaka Hodge to bowl to Shawn Peters. Bowl to Peters to this delivery. Peters is staring it, looking for a single here, and you're gonna get it too. Good running, good cricket, very good cricket. The end of over number 4, and at the end of 4, Peters is on 23, Hodge is on 6, and it is 38 for 1 at the end of the 4. After comments from the man Shiv, the next voice you're going to hear is the man Doc.
38 for 1. Moving along nicely here, the Razor Massive, scoring quickly indeed. And it's always good to see battle between the players, but once they keep it clean, just showing how much this game mean to both teams. Razor Massive obviously in a must-win situation to stay alive in this tournament. So they will be playing out there with their heart and soul, and we know the veteran Shaka Hodge, he always puts his all when he gets on the field. Good afternoon, Doc.
Yes, as it looks like it's going to be a change in bowling from this commentary box end. Is that going to be... Is that Williams who will be coming into the attack?
Yeah, it looks like Damian Williams will take up the bowling, replacing the man Giovanni Gums after he was sent for some runs.
Yes, Gums, he was pretty much favored by Peters. Peters, he's raced to 23. As the score is now 38. 38 after 4 overs, 38 for 1. The 1 wicket to fall being Kenroy David. With a fall on for 5 LBW by Shaka Hodge. And here comes Williams, he's into bowl, and it's been picked up and dismissed over mid-wicket. It's up and over the fence. That's a huge 6 by Shawn Peters.
That's gone out of the park. Very first delivery, he didn't want to see what the bowler had to offer. He just got down on one knee, slug sweep, and out of the park. That's the power of the man Shawn Peters. Very huge 6 indeed.
Back in the day, we would say that was into Brody's ground. I wonder if Brody's out there in the ground picking up that ball and sending it back over. You know, back in the day, when we were playing on the park, somebody would hit a ball into Brody's ground, he would just toss it back over the wall. I wonder if Brody's out there in his ground to get that one. That ball was dismissed. It wasn't a bad ball. It wasn't a terrible ball by Williams. Peters just picked the line of length quickly, and he absolutely dispatched it. We've had to call for a new ball to be brought on because the old ball has been lost by Sherwin Peters. He's on to 29. 29 quickly, and it's 44 for 1 after 4.1 overs.
Peters is in a no-nonsense mood. He's looking to finish this game and finish it in a hurry. That is some great ball striking there from the man Peters. Just picking the line and length, like you said, Doc, very quickly and able to bring all his weight into the shot. And that one went out of the ground, and now the ball is being retrieved. And the game will continue.
They finally went and got it. Looked like she finally gone to the run out into the road through the gate and get that one.
It'll be very interesting to see the next delivery, what's going to happen.
Well,
Williams will be looking to have a comeback delivery.
I think he was maybe he might have been a bit too full with that one. He went out to pull the length back a slight bit, not too much. He wanted to pull back his length and maybe be a bit quicker through the air as well. Less flight, a lot flatter and faster.
But we're going to have to wait and see the next delivery from the man Williams as he runs past us, bowls to Peters, who picks it again, not making as near good a connection as the last time around. Only going to get a single.
What? As I said, Williams, he pulled back his length a bit there. He got the length back to where he would have wanted it to be. Peters is 30 and it's 45. 45 for 1. As Sean Hodge takes a guard for the first time. They need over 100 runs for victory. They have ample time to do it. They've gone great guns to start off in the power play. Here comes Williams into ball to Ashon Hodge until this delivery. Hodge is trying to drive, but it was slower through the air, and it deceived him. He was beaten outside the line of the off stump.
Very smart bowling there. Just taking the ball wide of the batsman, taking away some of the hitting power.
Here comes Williams once again into ball to Ashon Hodge. Again outside the line of the off stump. Cut away ferociously. Good bit of fielding there at cover. It will be no runner.
So after hit for a big 6 in the very first delivery, he's come back well so far.
2 deliveries left in the over. Williams in again to Hodge, and that was not a good looking shot by Hodge. He went back, but it kept it low on him when it got there quicker than he anticipated.
Just a quarter paint away from that off stump.
Lucky Ashon Hodge. That could have been serious danger. Here comes Williams into ball to Hodge once again. Hodge is back and guiding it to the offside. Oh, that's timed wonderfully as well. Well placed. It will go down to the cover boundary, and they do jog through for just 2.
And that will bring the end of the over. Some 9 runs coming from it after being hit for a huge 6 the very first delivery. Williams has come back well. And the score is now on
47 for 1 after 5. They've started very well, going at well over 9 and over.
Indeed. Just 1 over left of the power play. We know the man Peters, he's going to be on strike, and he will be looking to get the maximum amount he can get out of that last over to push his team into a more comfortable position, I would say.
So who's going to bowl? Is it going to be Cornelius? We're taking up the attack from the polyclinic end.
There's going to be another change in the bowling.
So there's going to be Jamie Cornelius. For the first time I'm seeing him. They're bowling from the Central Polyclinic and seems to be a right-handed bowler. Looks like he bowls a right-arm spinner.
Looks like off-spin. Just the way he's tossing the ball in his hand, you could tell.
Maybe off-spin. First time I'm seeing Jamie Cornelius. Maybe the first time Sean Peters is seeing him as well. Let's see if Peters looks to get his eye in, or does he go and attack him straight away?
Well, so far Peters hasn't had any respect for the bowlers. He's just taking them on from ball one. I'm pretty sure he's not going to treat Cornelius any differently.
Well, it's a very offside packed field, which suggests leg spin. But it's going to be an off spinner in Cornelius, tossing the ball very wide outside the line of the off stump. It's called and signaled as such by the umpire. That's another wide. Score moves on to 48. Cornelius in again. It's short, and it has been absolutely punished. That's off the wall, almost into the school by Sherwin Peters.
Very much so. Power on display from the man Peters. And I call it. He's not going to look at them. He's not going to respect any bowlers. He's in that sort of mood today. And as a bowler, you don't want to be the one on the end with the ball in your hand, bowling to a batsman in that mood.
He's on to 36, Sherwin Peters. Cornelius in once again. And this one is guided into the offside. And they will scamper through for a quick single.
A much better delivery. Excellent comeback there from Cornelius. Just making the adjustment and doing so very quickly.
In the course of the 6th over, it's 55 for 1. What a power play this has been for the Razor Massives. They in need of 90 runs to win. Here comes Cornelius into bowl to Sean Hodge. It's slower. Outside the line of the off stump, it's a wide once again. His radar has been all wrong. Let's find the over. He's bowled 2 wide. He's been sent for a 6. Not a good over so far by Cornelius at all. He's in again now. This one is clipped away into the gap in the leg side. They will get 1 and look for the second, but they will only take 1.
That's very ill-disciplined running by these two batsmen.
Well,
no urgency in the running.
Ashawn looks to be hampered. He has been limping around a bit, Sean Hodge. He's only jogged for all the runs he's taken. It might be a hamstring issue. I'll have to speak to him after the game, but he's not moving with his regular fluidity. Cornelius is in again. It's a full toss. It's been dismissed. It's going to be 4. 2 bounces into the rope.
That's not a good over at all. That last power play over seems to be going for a lot of runs. The Beamers, with not much runs remaining to play with, they're going to have to tighten up the screws and do so very, very quickly.
41 to Peters. It's 61 for 1 in the power play. 61. And we still have some deliveries left in this 6th over. It's going to be Cornelius once again. It's an offside packed field, but they are really dampening all of their powers to the leg side. As it's short, it's clipped away again through the leg side. I have asked this multiple times off the mic. Now say it on the mic now. Why is your offside field packed when you have 2 right-handed hitters who are leg side dominant and they are pummeling the leg side? 4 more runs.
Well, the adjustment should be made from after the first delivery. Because Peters is zoned in on that leg side region, and that's where he scored most of his runs.
The score is on to 65-45 to Peters.
Often we talk about matchups in cricket, and he realizing an off spinner ball into him, the ball is going to come into you, and he's taking advantage of that matchup.
This matchup has not worked at all for the Beamers. It has not worked at all. Here comes. This one is driven down towards Cow Corner. Will they get to the boundary? You bet it will. 4 more runs. Peters is on to 49. And I have to ask, if you're going to go to a bowler, to the right-handers, why not use the leg spinner Akeem Saunders?
Well, that would have been the better option, because the leg spinner would be taking
the ball away from the right-hander, away from their power zone. After 6 overs, it is 69 for 1.
Excellent power play from the Razor Massive. But these 2 batsmen in the crease, I said it before, one of them gonna have to bat through the innings.
Well, I don't know how much of an innings there will be to bat through if Peters continues in this mood. He's on 49 in a record-setting pace, really. He has blistered his way to 49. It's going to be Williams to continue. Williams bowling his off spin to Ashon Hodge as the field can finally be set back. They will have a deep square leg in place.
Definitely the Beamers will be looking to slow down things here from now on. Probably try to restrict them in the next 6 overs. Another water break, then regroup.
Here comes again the ball to Ashon Hodge, who's driving straight to short cover for no run. Here comes, once again, Williams to bowl to Hodge. This one is clipping just over the head of Lindell Richardson. And they will get one. And they'll come back for the second. Ashon will jog through and get the second run.
That was really close to the man, Lindell Richardson, but not getting up enough. And when you have batsmen in this sort of mood, those half chances count. You have to take advantage of them. And not so by the Beamers this time around.
69 after 6 overs. They're now 71 in the course of the 7th. Here comes Williams, the ball to Hodge, who was back and can only pull it to Lindell Richardson there at short mid-wicket. He will get no run. Good over thus far by Williams. Just 2 off it. He's bowled 3 deliveries. Williams again to Hodge. Hodge is back and cutting into the gap. This one will be a single. It will bring Sherwin Peters to strike. Score to 72. Peters, he's 49, 1 away from his half century. This will probably be the fastest a half century has been scored in this APL.
Let's hope you don't give him the commentator's curse, Doc.
Williams into ball to Peters. Peters clips it into the leg side. That's his half century. A power-filled innings by Sherwin Peters. He has raced away to 50. He has gotten there in almost record-setting time. 50 to Peters.
Very, very quick 50 indeed from the man Peters. Raced on to 50 in less than no time. Almost getting to 50 in the power play.
73, the score. As it's going to be Williams once again into ball to Hodge. Hodge is forward, guiding into the offside. It will be a single. That's the end of the 7th over, and at the end of 7, 74 for 1.
Very, very good going there from the Razor Massive after 7 overs, 74 for 1. They're in the driver's seat pretty much. The Beamer's gonna have to try to find a way to put back the pressure on the
At the end of 7 overs, what's the score?
It's 74 for 1. 74 for 1 at the end of 7.
7 overs is gone. It's not coming back. It's gone. I say it's not coming back. It's gone.
The Beamers are gonna have to find a way to pull back things.
All kinds of trouble.
A wicket or 2 here could make a difference. And they're gone to the experienced Joe Gums, the man Baba. He will take up the bowling from the Central Polyclinic end. He's going to be bowling to Ashon Hodge.
They need 71 from about 78 deliveries based on my calculations. And if there's one man who can break this partnership, who can get the prize wicket of Sherwin Peters, is that man Joe Gums. He's in now to bowl to Ashon. Ashon clips it into the leg side, where they will get an easy single.
Again, the Beamer's going off a pack offside field, so Joe Gums gonna have to get his direction right. They're trying to take away that power hitting from Peters, so they're gonna try to bowl wide of him. Let's see if he can hit a 6 over cover. That's what the Beamers are asking him at the moment. If you're going to hit me, I want you to hit me through the offside.
We know Joe Gums can execute those deliveries outside the line of the off stump. But will Peters step across and use the leg side to his advantage?
Well, we're gonna have to wait to see.
Gums from the Polyclinic end into ball to Peters. And Peters gets one off the outside edge, and it drops short of Lindell Richardson.
That was the magical delivery. You said it, Doc. He's able to break the partnership and executing his plan very well. Joe Gums wide of Peters, who tries to heave into the leg side, only peeling off the outer portion of the bat and just short of the man Lindell Richardson.
If there's one man in Anguilla who can get Sherwin Peters out today, it's Joe Gums. Sean Hodges driving and it's straight to extra cover.
And the golden wicket, the golden arm, I should say. Joe Gums into the attack, partnership broken, and that could cause some problem for the Razor Massive. Because Sean Hodge while he wasn't powering the ball, he was able to rotate the strike, which is very important, and get the man Sherwin Peters on strike more often than not. So the new batter, he just has to understand his role. It looks like he's going to be the man Richard Burton. He's not so good in rotating the strike early in his innings, but he's going to have to make that adjustment and do it so very quickly. But for the Beamers' perspective, what they're going to have to do now is just try to keep Burton on strike as long as possible, starve Peters off strike, and try get him to do something rash, get him to play a rash stroke.
I must say that even though it may have been unorthodox, I would have opted to go to either one of Keyshawn Richardson or Rolando Wright in this position. Just somebody to knock the ball around, pick the gaps and get Sean Peters on strike. But it was Sean Hodge going for a cut shot, really, not getting the directly would have wanted, and it was straight to Damian Williams there at cover, who took a very good catch.
Yeah, indeed, it was a low catch. It was a low catch. It was a good catch. And you mentioned Keyshawn Richardson, but I think Keyshawn Richardson arrived late, so he would not be able to bat no more than 7.
That is true. That's a good point.
Alkins Rogers. So that's why Peters is going to have to stay in the crease as long as possible. Even if the batsmen are falling around him, he will know that 2 of his better batters going to come after 7.
He has 2 good batters left in the hut.
But
2 very good batters left in the hut, I must say.
If it comes to the point where Peters gets out now, it's going to put more pressure on the Razor Massive. So Joe Gums getting the big wicket here, and you see the Beamers trying to take full advantage of that, bringing in the field for the man Richard Burton. They're trying to keep him on strike as long as possible, and they're going to employ this strategy here, Doc.
Well, Gums has to be tight because Burton's favorite region is cover point, and the cover point region is open because Lindale is at third man and Shaka Hodge, he's at cover.
Well, he's more at cover point region.
I don't know if they could have heard me as Burton leave this one alone. I don't know if they could have heard me because as soon as I said that, the man Lindale Richardson took about 3 steps to his left towards that cover point region.
Here's Joe Gums again, bowls to Burton, who's just looking to work it on the leg side, and he's going to get an easy single. The Beamer's saying, I don't mind, it's already late in the over. We're going to keep Peters on strike for the remaining deliveries, and we're going to have a whole over to bowl to Burton. We know Burton is very slow when he starts off, and the score is on.
It is 77 for 2.
77 for 2. I think we're setting up ourselves here for a very interesting finish. Peters on strike. Here is Joe Gums. Bowls to Peters this time. He's just going to knock it back. He's saying, if there's one bowler I'm going to respect, it's going to be Joe Gums. I've seen what he can do. He's the first one to take in some part of my bat, which I didn't want the ball to hit.
Very sensible batting by Sherwin Peters at the end of 8. 78 for 2. Just 4 runs off the over. But I must say, if they were to get restricted throughout these middle overs and a wicket was to fall, would you be tempted to send on the man Keith Aragon just in a couple sixes to relieve the pressure?
Well, at this moment, I don't see really pressure on the Razor Massive, so I would have still opted to send Rolando Wright because he's much able to run the singles and the quick 2s rather than the man Keith Aragon. And he could stay a little bit later for if it comes to a point where he needs to hit some 6s, because the last time these 2 teams met, he did tear apart Shaka Hodge.
Precisely.
So the Beamers and the Razor Massive seems to be good competition.
Williams again into bowl to Peters, who's going to clip this one elegantly for 6. My goodness, his timing, it is on point today. It was a clip away over the wicket for 6 more runs.
And you said it, Doc, they're still not looking to pack that leg side field, because had they had a fielder down at Cow Corner, that would have gone straight down his throat. I haven't seen Sherwin Peters hit a boundary through the offside region.
I would be tempted to get the cover in the circle, a deep cover in the circle, and push back the short mid wicket onto the boundary. Williams again into ball to Peters. Peters goes straight down the ground. That's straight towards us. That's 6 more. The first one we've seen down towards the commentary box. A massive shot by Sherwin Peters. I think he was trying to hit me there.
That has to be one of the best sixes I've seen in the tournament. Straight. You always hear coaches talking about hitting the ball straight, and he took that one straight from the manual.
Williams again to Peters. This one is straight down the ground, but it's straight to Giovanni Gums. Oh, he's taking it. What a catch. What a catch by Giovanni Gums. Peters is crestfallen. He is distraught, but Giovanni Gums has held on to an absolute blinder.
And that is a very interesting point in the game. Giovanni Gums may not have just taken the catch, but he may also cut the game as well. Because with Peters gone, there's a lot of pressure now on the Razor Massive. And I said it, Peters needed to bat throughout this innings. And he was taking a liking to Williams, but Williams held his nerve. He just slowed it up a bit. And Peters into his shot just early, just a bit too early. And Giovanni Gums taking one of the best catches you would see in this tournament. Excellent catch taken there from the man, Giovanni Gums. And what a pleasant innings we have witnessed here today, Doc.
Is that the game? Is that the game deciding catch for either of these two sides? Is that the wicket that will sway the score in favor of the yellow and black of the Beamers?
That's a very slow, long walk by Peters, because he knew how important his innings was and his wicket was. He needed to stay in there, probably for the end of the game.
Peters is gone for 64. An absolutely magnificent 64. What an innings. One of the best innings we have seen in the APL. And it had to be ended by a great wicket. And what a catch that was by Giovanni Gums. It's right who's the new batter.
Well, Giovanni Gums said Peters did throw me apart, so I'm not going to miss out on that opportunity, even if I have to put my body on the line. And he did so brilliantly. So Williams redeeming himself by getting that big wicket of Sherwin Peters.
Will it be too little too late? Or is there still some life in this game for the Beamers?
I think there is life.
It's 90 for 2. But we know the Razor Mass's batting. It can fall apart when it's ready. Williams to right. Right turns it into the leg side for no runner.
That is what these two batsmen are going to try to do. They're going to try to just nudge the ball around in the gaps and get singles. So the Beamers fielders in the circle has to be on their toes.
Trying to sweep. It's down the leg side. It will be a wide call and signaled by the umpire. 91. 91 in the course of this, the 9th over. And 91 for two. For 3 actually, and that one beats them out on the line of the off stump, but they will get at least 2 byes. Oh, what's off the edge? We'll have to wait and see if there's a signal by the umpire. There is no signal. It is off the edge, and that was a chance, a real chance that Burton would not have taken.
It was quick.
Burton is quick.
It was quick.
Williams into ball to right. Right is guarding this one into the offside. It's stopped. And they get no run.
And the over number 9 comes to an end.
At the end of 9.
Wicket taking over. He would have gone for some 2 6s, but he has find ways to come back in his bowling. He has find ways to come back, and he's come back well.
It's 93. 93 for 3.
93 for 3 at end of over number 9. They're managing to go at 10 and over consistently throughout this innings.
At the end of over number 9, we have 93 for 3.
But Joe Gums has the ball in his hand. Joe Gums can turn this game on its head like he has done time and time and time again for Anguilla.
Not a big turn off the ball, Joe Gums, but he's a very intelligent cricketer, and we've seen that coming on display here today. And if the Beamers gonna win this game, it's gonna have to come from his hand. But the man Richard Burton, he's challenged to bat through this innings for the Razor Massive. Here is Joe Gums.
Joe Gums from the Polyclinic and the right arm off spinner into ball to Burton, who's opening the face, guiding it. There will be no run. Gums bowling his right arm off spin, and he's completely turned the web. Completely turned the web around Richard Burton, and somehow that missed everything.
I think it hit the pad.
I don't know what it hit. It hit something.
They were appealing for LBW.
I don't know what that hit.
The umpire was unmoved.
Completely bamboozled Richard Burton. And again now Joe Gums, outside off stump, cut away, straight to the fielder, no run.
That's an excellent over in the making there from the man Joe Gums, trying to put back some pressure on the Razor Massive.
And again Joe Gums quickly to Richard Burton. Burton is tugging it down towards long off. They will get a single. Burton has his second run of the contest. It's on to 94. 94 for 3. They need 145 for victory.
145 to get. 94 for 3 in the course of over number 10. Joe Gums continues. Bowls to Rolando Wright, who is looking to hit in the leg side. Can get a run. And that's the end of the game.
There will be one delivery left in this over, I do believe. One delivery left in the over. Just one off it thus far by Joe Gums.
Excellent bowling indeed. Just what the doctor ordered.
Comes in again to bowl to Wright, who's carving it through the extra cover region. He will get one at the very least. It can't be pulled back. It's going to be 4. A good over, somewhat spoiled on the last delivery. It'll be 5 off the over. At the end of it, it's 98. 98 after 10.
98 after 10 for the loss of 3 wickets. And Joe Gums just getting a bit ambitious in the last delivery, tossing it up a little bit too much. Rolando Wright saying, those friendly stuff, you're not going to bowl to me. Bowl that to your friends. And rightly so, he put it away and put it away well for 4. And that's halfway stage. The Razor Massive in total control of this game. Just needing to steer the team home. But we still have the man Akeem Sanders to bowl. And I think Shaka Hodge has a couple overs left. Giovanni Gums with a couple overs. But they're going to have to manufacture a bowler somewhere. Because I don't see the left arm spinner, isn't it?
Was it Mentos, I believe.
Right.
Daniel Durham, actually.
Right. Daniel Durham and was in Mentos not present. What's the batsman name? Cornelius, Jamie Cornelius. I don't see bowling him again.
I highly doubt it after he was completely dismissed. He was put to the sword, I must say. So who will they go to? They will manufacture overs from somewhere. Do they opt to make does Captain the Richardson come and roll over his arm?
Or we would see the man Chapo.
Maybe Chapo comes and bowls some off spin. You never know.
Have to manufacture a bowl. I know Dion Burton bowls, but who would be employed at the back of the stumps? So that is something the Beamer's gonna have to look into. Something the Beamer's gonna have to look into. Who is going to bowl the remaining overs? A lot of pressure on the Beamers. And the Razor Massive in a must-win game coming to the party, Millington. A must-win game. The top order, the top 3 batsmen setting a mammoth start here after 10 overs, 98 runs. They would have scored for just losing 3 wickets.
Well, it has been the innings of the tournament. It has really been the innings of the tournament from the man Sherwin Peters. An innings that we were dearly looking forward to somewhere in the tournament, where we were thinking that it would have come from some batsman somewhere down in the semi-finals or finals, but it came today in what was a must-win game for the Razor Massive. And what an innings from a class batsman, the Leeward Island middle order batsman, Sherwin Peters, coming alive today and coming well.
Well, Keith Harry would have told me that today is win and you're in for the Razor Massives. You lose and you go home. It's a must-win for the Razor Massives. And Peters, he heard that, and he certainly came to the party today.
Well, he came to the party well. Peters, a superb 64 before it took a magnificent catch on the long on boundary by Giovanni Gums to dismiss Peters. So it's 98 for 2, 98 for 3 rather. 3?
Yes, 3.
98 for 3. Batsman gone. Peters for 64, David for 5, and Ashawn Hodge for 3. Now the batsman Burton, he's on 2, and Wright is on 6. It's a 98 in search of 145 for victory. It is going to be Damian Williams, ball to Burton, balls to Burton. Burton is getting back and staring it straight to the man at backward point. Can't score, and Rogers is in its way. Score remains on that 98 for 3. Damian Williams to bowl to Burton, bowls to Burton. Burton to this delivery is getting one that is playing off the pad. This could be dangerous. Oh, he doesn't pick it up. He doesn't pick it up. And that could have been a danger for Burton. In the end, batsman get home for a single. Score moves on to 99 and Burton moves on to 3. Brings Wright, who is on 6 on strike. The right-handed batsman Wright. And to him, there's a long off. Man, on the deep mid-wicket, Bongi short mid-wicket, and a man at backward square. Here is Williams, the ball to Wright, who's coming forward and pushing it down the track, just to the right of the track. Shaka Hodge in attendance, no run resulting. Score remains on 99. That's 46 more runs. Here is Williams to bowl to Wright, bowls to Wright. Wright is pushing down the track. Williams field, no run resulting. Fields off his own bowling. Well, can they get these 46 runs? Can Beamer spring a miracle? Here is Williams to bowl to Wright. Wright is coming forward and pushing it. Lindell Richardson. It doesn't hit the stump. It needed a direct hit. And overthrow. That's 101. The 100 has been raised. In the course of over number 11, Wright moves on by 2. He is on 8. Wright is on 8. Burton is on 3. It's 101. 101 for 3. Losing wicket at 21, 76 and 91. The Razor Massive in search of 145 for victory. 101 for 3. He's Wright. Repairs his glove. Waits for Williams, who moves away past his umpire league. Ball to Wright. Wright is cutting off the outside edge and it's going down to the vacant third man boundary. Is it going to get there? Go for 1. Joe comes in attendance and it will not get to the boundary. The return comes in and they get 2 more runs. 2 more runs to Wright. He moves into double figure. He's on 10. At the end of the over, it's 103. 103 for 3 in search of 145 for victory.
Yes, it was a good over by Williams. So he was taken to the sword a bit earlier by Peters, but he's come back well these last couple of overs. He's gotten his length right, I must say. He was a bit too full previously. He's dragged his length back just a bit, as reducing some edges off of the batters, and been good going in this second part of his spell for Damian Williams. But as we were mentioning earlier, where will the Beamers manufacture overs from? Because they probably want us to bring back Cornelius.
Well, not sure where they're going to get it. I have not seen, surprisingly today, I have not seen the wrist spinner. And as we are speaking, we are seeing the wrist spinner on the long on boundary, he's warming up, but I think that they would have missed the trick. I think they would have missed the trick in not bringing on the wrist spinner when the two right-handed batsmen are going. And as usual, the St. Martin compatriots, they will have to leave, and that's what happened when the game starts late.
Well, the Beamers, they were already playing down some fielders. Now it'll be even worse because they've just lost both Michael Lewis and Damian Williams.
Yes. So they will be playing with 9. Well, 8.
8. They're playing with 8.
What a way. It is going to be Joe Gums. The game started sometime around 2 o'clock. And here is Joseph Gums to bowl to Burton. And he's making some adjustments in the field and asking that's Renford Rogers to come over on the offside. And he will be bowling to 4 to field. A grave disadvantage. The Beamers, they were here. There is a massive they had to wait on, who had to manufacture some players. Here is Joseph Gums to bowl to Burton. Bowls to Burton. Burton is going back and turn this one on the onside. He's going to get one down to mid-on. Saunders is in its way. Gets one. The total moves on to 104. And Burton is on to 4. 104 for 3. In the course of over number 12. Brings the right-handed right on strike, who is on 10. Can Gums send back right? He will dearly love to do so in this over. Here is Joe Gums to bowl to right. Right is going back and looking to ping that one through the offside, getting it off the under edge, back on the onside, and Joseph Gums just skips across and field. No run resulting. Score remains on 104 for 3. Here is Gums again. Pass umpire John to bowl to right, and he doesn't deliver. Joseph Gums again to bowl to right. Right to this delivery is hitting this one high, hard, handsome. One bounce into the fence, 4 runs over backward square.
And that's the disadvantage you have when you are down fielders. All that he did was get up and over the backward square, and it was always going to be 4 runs. He timed it well enough, and he managed to get the distance he needed. It's going to be 4 more runs to Rolando Wright.
That's a free hit. That was a free hit. Line on the pad, and Wright got across and just helped it around. Good looking stroke by Wright. He moves on to 14 and the total to 108. Here is Gums. Wright is driving well to mid-off. Gets 1. The total moves on to 109 and Wright to 15. Wright is on 15 in search of 145 for victory. They are 109. Here is Gums to bowl to Burton. Burton is pushing it in the offside. Jamie Cornelius cannot stop that single. Sharp 1-2. 110. Can't stop. 110. 110 for 3. 5 is Burton. Here is Wright, who is hitting this one in there. And in no man's land. In no man's land. Neither mid-on or mid-off could have gotten to that one. Over coming to an end. And at the end of over number 12, the Razor Massive in search of 145 for victory. They are 111 for 3.
Well, a leaning edge really. It went really high in the air. But nobody could have gotten there because mid-off was wider and the long on was on the boundary. No one could have gotten there. And the end, Rolando Wright survived. It's been a good innings thus far, has Rolando Wright. And he'll look to continue as the Razor Massives are in such a victory that they need to get in order to make it through to the semifinals.
Well, must-win game. Will they be able to get there? Cricket, a game of glorious uncertainty. The fat lady is in the... Have you seen her? The fat lady is in the ground.
I think she may be just on the road in front of Bruder's ground coming in through that side gate.
No. The fat lady is in the ground.
Yeah, she's in.
She is in. She's in. She has taken her seat.
Maybe she's under the tree there on the Western Pavilion.
Here is Sanders. Oh, that's a good delivery. And this is exactly what I was talking about earlier. When the two right-handers were on the go, I was wondering why not the leg spinner. The leg spinner is able to take the ball away. Sanders to right. Right is hitting this in the air. He can be out. Joseph Gomes gets under it and takes the catch. Joseph Gomes takes the catch. And somehow or another, I'm not sure how Captain Lindell Richardson would have lost out on that one. He lose out on that one big time because you have two right-handed batsmen going, and what you would want the wrist spinner who will be able to take the ball away from the right-handers. And so it was very surprising when he brought both his off spinners to bowl, who are actually is taking the ball into the right-hander. It's just a help me shot. Even in the power play, but on that occasion, taking the ball away from right, looking to go corner, getting the outside edge, and Joseph Gomes taking a simple catch. It took a year and a half in the air, but the veteran took the very simple catch. Right goes, and it's 111 for 4.
Thank you.
Well, while you were speaking there, I was trying to think of an excuse I could have given to Lindell Richardson. And the one that came to my mind was maybe he wanted to get Williams' overs done quickly before he had to leave. But he bowled Cornelius. He bowled Cornelius for an over from that polyclinic end, and Cornelius is still here.
We'll have a discussion on that. Here is Sanders to bowl to Burton. Burton is hitting this one down to mid-wicket. It's Cornelius in its way and sends the ball in. Burton moves on by 1. He is on to 9. Sorry, Burton is on to 6. Burton is on to 6. And right, the man dismissed for 16. Here is Akim Sanders to Keith Richardson, Harrigan. And Harrigan survived. Shaka Hodge. I'm not sure if he picked it up late, but Harrigan was very tentative, pushing that one, and very fortunate to still be in there.
Oh, well, that could have been serious trouble because Keith Harrigan, he went to push, and he pushed it straight into the air. But luckily for him, it fell, and it fell in front of the fielder.
What I'm saying, had you brought Sanders to bowl and would have gotten the wicket as we watch Sanders to bowl to Burton, bowls to Burton. Burton is turned this one the onside, looking for a single. It's not there, looking for a cheeky single. Let's take away 25 runs from the score of Peters. A totally different game.
All of a sudden, the game is a whole.
Here is Sanders to bowl to Burton. Bowl to Burton who's stripping, hitting this one down the boundary 4 runs.
That was a gift, I must say. An absolute gift. The second consecutive full toss ball by Saunders. And Burton, this time he made no mistake with it. He just dismissed it past the mid-on fielder for 4.
So a total at the end of the over 116. 116 at the end of over number 13. That's right. All right, right?
30.
116.
106. What?
116. 116.
Figure you cannot ride on the field, you'll damage it. You can ride on the field in the night, not in the day, you'll damage it.
116 it is.
116. How much over?
At the end of over number 13.
Over number 13 is gone. Is that coming back?
It's going to be Joseph Gomes, who's going to be bowling to Keith Harrigan. Keith Harrigan. Well,
I'm sure
lucky to still be in there.
I'm sure these two would have played against each other a lot.
Well,
A whole lot.
it's a Island Harbour Stony Ground battle. Who's going to win it today? Well, Stony Ground would dearly want it to be Joseph Gums. Will he? Does he have the last trick up his sleeve to get rid of Keith Harrigan? Here is Gums to Harrigan. Harrigan is looking to slap that one through the offside, but keeping a trifle low. Taken by wicketkeeper Burton. Here is Gums.
He's taking a new guard, is Gums. Trying to get a middle stump guard now.
I'm not sure if that's a middle stump or leg stump guard. To the delivery, he's getting one outside the line of the off stump, another dot ball. Wow.
It's an interesting battle, I must say.
The pressure is building.
Because what Keith Harrigan did, he went from middle and leg to middle to try to get to the ball outside the line of the off stump, and Joe Gums pushed it wider.
This one is in the air, and mid-off-field sends the return. Harrigan gets home. He gets one. He gets his second run, and the total moves on to 117. 117 for 4.
Gums and Harrigan know each other very, very well. It's going to be Burton on strike.
Burton takes a new guard as well. He takes a leg stump guard. Island Harbour Stony Ground. Here is Joe Gums to bowl to Burton. Burton is steering this one straight to the man at wideish, more backward point. Here is Joe Gums to bowl to Burton. Burton is turning this one off the pad. They're gonna get runs here. They're going for one. We'll come back for a second. And the return goes into the bowler's end, but Harrigan is gonna get home safely. Burton moves on to 12, and the total moves on to 119. 119. Burton is on 12. Harrigan is on 2. Here is Joe Gums to bowl to Burton, who is getting this one in the air down to it was upishly, but dropped well short of the man there at mid-on. The over coming to an end, and at the end of over number 14, in search of 145 for victory, they are 120, needing another 25 runs to win.
25 from 6 overs. 25 from 36. You would think, and it should be easy. You would think so. But this is not just cricket. This is cricket in Anguilla. Wow. Anything that can happen will happen.
This cricket is a game of glorious uncertainty, and we've seen in the past 2 weeks, in fact last week, both Saturday and Sunday, some things happened. Wickets fell on 90, it wasn't 99?
It went from 93 for 4, something like 99 for 7 or something along those lines.
It was some crazy things that went on. Here is Saunders to bowl to Burton, bowls to Burton. Burton is getting a flighted delivery. Oh, that's a good one. It was slow, he flighted it, he looped, that's a big loop. And in the end, Burton had to check the shot.
Might have played it with his stomach there in the end.
Well. Here is Saunders to bowl to Burton. Who is hitting, pulling well. This is going to go close to the fence. In fact, Jeremy Cornelius, gets a good boot to it. They've gone for one. And they're looking for a second run, and they're not going to get it. But, it was a long 2. It could have been 2.5. And Harrigan say, I can't make it.
Can't make it back.
I can't make it.
You know, maybe 20 years ago, Keith was coming back flying, but he just doesn't have it in the legs anymore.
Well, I'm not sure. He has the legs, but he has a lot more weight to carry around. Here is the Saunders to bowl to Harrigan. Bowls to Harrigan. Harrigan is getting up one that he is getting a wide. Call and signal by the umpire. 122. 23 is what they are requiring. Here is Saunders to bowl to Harrigan. Bowls to Harrigan. Harrigan is hitting this one through mid-wicket. Chapeau is there. He's going to feel it and sends a return.
123.
Score 123, 22 required. Harrigan is on 3. 14 is Burton, who's on strike. The left-handed Burton.
He's played a good innings as Richard Burton. But the infield comes in and the outfield comes in as well.
Here is Sanders to Burton, who's hitting this one through for the square 4 runs.
The placement of that shot was key. We know Burton doesn't have much power, but he placed it in the gap between the deep square leg fielder and the short backward square leg fielder, and he was able to pick up 4 runs.
Yes, 4 good looking runs there for Burton. Richard Burton moves on to 18. Here is Sanders to bowl to Burton. Bowls to Burton again down the leg side. The ball coming off the pad. No run resulting. Score remains on 127. 127 for 4. Here is Sanders to bowl to Burton. Bowls to Burton. Burton is getting down the track and hitting this one to the left of mid-on, and it's going to go close to the fence. It's not going to get there. They've gone for 1. We'll come back for a second. And there was almost a mid-wicket collision, and had there been that collision, my, would have to call the ambulance.
Burton would have been flattened there.
Oh, well. Burton is into the 20s. He's on 20. It's 129 at the end of over number 15 in search of 145 for victory. It is 129 for 4.
I think Keith Harrigan has realized that he gets a lot more rest at the non-strikers end than at the strikers end. So I think he'll take the 2 and sacrifice that little bit of running there to get a bit more rest at the non-strikers end. They do have some batting left. They have some very good batting left. They have Alric and Anguilla Rogers. They have Keishon Richardson in the hut as well. But I don't believe Richardson or Anguilla can bat before 7. That's why Keith Harrigan had to come so high.
Now, it is going to be Shaka Hodge, who's going to be taking up the attack from the Central Polyclinic end. He'll be bowling to Keith Harrigan. It's 129. 16. Does my math serve me right? 16 for victory.
I do believe it is 16. I suspect it's going to be Alkins Rogers in next, and then one of Anguilla or Richardson to come. They will leave Fungi and Africa. I think they'll want them to remain unpadded.
Well, if they will have to put on the pad, then they can be spelling trouble. But cricket is a game of glorious uncertainty. Here is Shaka Hodge from the Central Polyclinic end to bowl to Harrigan. Harrigan is looking for a big hero. Doesn't make contact. Score remains on 129. 129 for 4 in the course of over number 16.
Well, Harrigan has turned his head the other way, trying to get a better view of Shaka Hodge. He has to take care. Hodge doesn't bowl a spin bouncer at him.
Well, Shaka Hodge, the first spinner I've seen bowling seamers.
He gets bounced higher than most pacers at times.
I tell you. Here is Shaka Hodge to bowl to Burton. So Harrigan is trapped on the pad. Loud appeal. Not out, says umpire Josiah John. You're not going to get this one, he says. Score remains on 129. Burton goes down behind the stump. Harrigan taps away, waits for Shaka Hodge, who gets one. He's pulling well. He's going to get runs here. They've gone for 1. This is going to get into the bunker and goes away for 4.
Well, Shaka Hodge has not had a good time with Keith Harrigan at all. The first time they made Keith run the game after Shaka Hodge. And now Keith once again he is taking Shaka Hodge to the boundary. I think Keith likes facing Shaka.
Well, I think there is something about between these two. Last time when they first met in the first round, it was indeed Keith Harrigan who won the battle. And again, seems to be Keith Harrigan who is going to win it again here. Keith Harrigan moves on to 8, and the total moves on to 134. 134 for 4.
11 required for victory. It should be easy sailing from here. Should. Emphasis on should.
Here is Shaka Hodge to bowl to what's this run? Here is Shaka Hodge to bowl to Burton. Bowls to Burton. Burton to this delivery is squared up. Just pushing it back on the inside of the track. No run resulting. Score remains on 134. 134 for 4. Here is Shaka Hodge again. To bowl to Burton. Bowls, and Shaka about his run again. And he's ensuring that Keith Harrigan stays in that crease. Here is Shaka Hodge to bowl to Burton. Bowls to Burton. Burton is getting one that is flighted and hit well and hit along with the ground, and that goes away for 4.
Well, when did Richard Burton become a power hitter? When did that happen? Down the track, over mid-wicket, like a certain power hitter that came before him in the man Kenroy Davis, sorry, Sharon Peters. Just picking it up over mid-wicket, he gets 4. Well then, they are making light work of this chase. They are making 145 look like a paltry total.
7 runs is all they need. 138. 138. 138 it is. The Beamers is going to go down here to the Razor Massive.
I would have been interested to see what the Razor Massives would have been able to get had they batted out the full 20. Because this is probably the best I've ever seen the Razor Massives bat. And I would have wanted to see how much they could have actually accumulated.
Well, 138. 138 it is, with some 7 runs required. Here is Akeem Saunders to bowl to Harrigan. Harrigan is beaten outside the line of the off stump. Coming forward, ball pitching down just on about off stump and going away. The wrist spinner. And I think they really has missed the trick here today. Skipper Lindell Richardson bowling the off spinners to the right-handers. Here is Saunders to bowl to Harrigan. Harrigan getting this one off the outside edge. Runs here. Gone for 1. Will come back for a second. They can't come back for 3. They are gone, completed 2. Coming back for 3. And I'm not sure if Keith can run after this.
Well, have you ever seen one of those old vehicles that, you know, they're on their last legs, and I don't think you'll be able to turn it on after that because the battery is completely dead? I think Keith will be out of gas. I think he might be done. I saw him coming down there on the screen. He was puffing. He was huffing and puffing.
141. 4 runs is all they need. 4 runs is all that is required for victory. Here is Saunders to bowl to Burton. Burton is, squared up again, ball. Went out in the offside, no run resulting. Score remains on 141. 141. 141 for 4. Here is Saunders to bowl to Burton. Burton is going to end it. Oh no, he's going to hit it down the throat of Jamie Cornelius. He's going to hit it down the throat of Jamie Cornelius. And the wicket goes. Burton goes for 24. And the score, with the score on 141, Burton goes.
Well, he would have wanted to finish it off in grand style with a 6. But on this occasion, he just couldn't get the distance he needed. Straight down the throat of Jamie Cornelius. But as I suspected, it's Alkins Rogers who's coming in. He'll try to finish the job. Rogers, he wicket kept today. I spoke to him during the half. He said, I do whatever I need to do. I don't know if we can keep up my trade, but he kept well. Took a catch behind the stumps, I believe. He kept
it's going to be Rogers. Is that Alkins? It's Alkins Rogers. Alkins Rogers to replace Burton. I would have dearly loved to see the battle between the wrist spinner and Sherwin Peters. Oh, I will say that until the game is done. And even after the game is finished.
We're going to have to talk about this after the game.
Yeah, surely. Here is Saunders to bowl to Rogers. Rogers is hitting this one in the air. This is going to go for, they've gone for 1. That's all it's going to be. Harrigan will not even think about half more run.
I think is that his uncle Keith Harrigan there? Again, I'll have to ask Eric about the relation between them. I do believe that there's some sort of relation between them. I'll have to ask Alric about it after the game.
142. Here is Saunders to bowl to Harrigan. Harrigan is pulling this one in the air. Rogers is coming around. Rogers drops the catch. Umpires drops the catch, and they get a second run. The scores are level. Scores are level.
Well, Chapo, what's the excuse for that one?
Scores are level. 144 for 5. Scores are level. 1 to get, 3 overs to bowl.
As a disrespect, they are uncle and nephew. I do remember hearing Alric speak about it. They are uncle and nephew, Alric and Keith Aragon.
Well, it's a family affair. It's a family affair. It's going to be Shaka Hodge. Shaka Hodge. And he's going to be bowling to the man, Alkins Rogers, with 1 to get. 1 run to get. Scores are level. What a victory for the Razor Massive it is going to be. They cannot lose.
They definitely can't lose.
Can we see a miracle?
And they can lose.
Can we go to a super over?
I don't.
Well, it will take more than a miracle for that. This is going to be Shaka Hodge. The ball to Alkins Rogers. Ball to Rogers. Rogers to this delivery is ball.
Yep.
He's bowled. He's gone. He's gone. He's gone. Alkins Rogers goes.
He went running down the track to get that water. But I mean, it's a ball on a string. I was playing with Shaka at the Nets a couple of years ago, and Shaka teaching me a bit about his off spin. He says he keeps the ball on a string. When the batsman comes to him, he just pulls it back. And that's exactly what he did there. Alkins went running. Shaka just pulled it back, and it took away the bails. And Alkins Rogers has to go. Akimel is waiting on his brother. We have to see who's going to come down next. I don't think anybody was padded up.
144.
Well, they're going to give Fungi the chance. The Fungi Master is going to get a chance to bat.
And you hear the crowd because the man Fungi is going to bat.
Jerome Fungi Gums was slated to bat at 7. It's maybe the highest he has ever batted in his life. He's batting at 8. Jerome Fungi Gums, he's going to get a chance to hit the winning runs.
Well, the pads seem to be bigger than Fungi.
I wonder what would have happened if he had a brown helmet.
Well, I think Fungi needed the wicket keeper pad.
I think we got with 2 right-hand gloves. I think that with 2 right-hand gloves.
Well.
Gloves.
He has gone out with 2 right-handed gloves. It's Fungi, the man of the moment. The man of the moment with number 10 on his back. Jerome Gums, Fungi. It's all happening at the JRWP. It's happening right here.
It's so fun, isn't it?
It is.
The APL. There's only one APL. It can only be in Anguilla.
Only in Anguilla. At the James Ronald Webster Park. Jerome Gums has walked out to the crease. And for the first time in APL, we are going to see Fungi. Can he make that winning run?
It just needs one, Fungi. It just needs one.
Can he make that winning run? Can Shaka Hodge put a snare in the baton?
This is Test cricket. Silly mid on, silly mid off, silly point, slip, leg slip, and short mid wicket.
And that's the game.
That's the game.
That's the game.
It's a wide.
That's the game.
Fungi has won it. He didn't score a run, didn't get a face a legal delivery, but he was on strike when the Razor Massives made it to the semi-finals.
Well, that's the game. The Razor Massive beating the Beamers here today, and a disappointed loss for the Beamers, one must say.
Well, when you score 145 in the first innings, with how volatile the Razor Massive's batting lineup is, they would have been anticipating that they could have really restricted them had they gotten the man Sharon Peters early. But what could have been had they not bowled Cornelius, had they opted to go to Akeem Saunders? What could have been?
Well, it had to be Akeem Saunders. it had to be the leg spinner, taking the ball away from the right-handed batsman. And had you gotten Sherwin Peters and put the Razor Massive in under some pressure early, it could have been a totally different game. It wasn't to be. It was Sherwin Peters with a classical 64 before he was beautifully taken on the long on boundary. But the job was done, the damage was done, and the Razor Massive coming away with victory today over Beamers and securing a place in the semi-finals. And so we are going to end things right there. We are going to close it off right there. And so at the end of the play today, Razor Massive winning over the Beamers. Beamers, remember, scoring 144 and couldn't defend it. 145 in the 18th over reached by the Beamers, and so easily done by the Razor Massive. Afterwards, from the Mandak, we are going to close it out here. It was truly a pleasure being in your company.
Well, let's not forget the innings of the tournament by Sherwin Peters. A brilliant half-century. One of the fastest half-centuries I've seen scored in Anguilla. A searing innings, and he had to be dismissed by a brilliant catch, and that catch was taken by Giovanni Gums. But in the end, it was too little, too late, as the Razor Masters are able to wrap up victory with a couple of overs remaining. They won by 4 wickets. By 4 wickets, they were able to grab the victory. And that will be all for today here at the JRWP. For Shiv Benjamin, for Renford Kelsick, and for John Millington. This is Doc Bryan saying good night on a wonderful day of cricketing action.
Everything blessed, brother?
Cricket done. I think it was 16.2 or something like that. It was like 16.2 or something along those lines.